Hey guys. Yeah, give me a second, I'll explain. I'm just getting all my shit put away. I just literally got bailed out like, what, 10 minutes ago? If that, when I just start the stream. So I've been MIA the last few days. Give me a sec, I'll explain. Hey Kimberly, what up Trevor? What up TJ Darren? How would me going to jail be a win for Ski Mask? That's weird. You guys have some weird thinking and logic. So like everybody I've covered basically gets a win because I go to jail? That's funny. It's a win. I'm surprised with all the lunatics pulling up my shit and records all weekend. None of y'all were able to even report on that. I guess I'm gonna have to put my own mugshot out. You guys want to see it? Give me a second, I'll show you everything. I'll show you all my paperwork. Dun 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 dun. NJCourts exclusive on NJCourts. Alright, I'm almost done. No, I'm just kidding with you, Trevor. Hey, listen, cut me a break, man. I've been in the slammer for about, what, 24 hours, maybe a little bit longer, maybe a little less. Not in the best. I'm a little hangry, as they like to say it. Let me get a little snack in me and maybe I'll be in a better mood. I have no clue, Alpha Chud. I have no clue, nor do I give a shit at the moment. But we will be giving you an update. Not to worry. But as of right now, I have no clue. Alright. I just feel all dirty, so let me just get some of those man wipes and let me just start wiping myself down here. And then we're gonna walk and do a little walk and talk. I don't know. Did he get in trouble this weekend or what? What happened at Blackout? Dude, I was in the, forest for a few days and then been in jail for 24 hours. So And then even before then, I wasn't paying attention to anybody on the internet, really. Only coverage we've done on him was on the alleged DUI that we were, obviously, I say alleged because we still are working on, at the last update we've done, the city attorney is email to the NJCourts TV channel basically said that it was an ongoing investigation and just left it at that, and hence why they couldn't basically fulfill my FOIA request on some of the other information that I had requested. Now, we were able to get his mugshot, which we were able to basically premiere as an exclusive. I don't think at the time nobody knew if there was there was a rumor that he had gotten a DUI, an alleged DUI. This channel was able to confirm that he was arrested for a DUI. At the time that we did our last update, doesn't look like he's been processed or gone through the trial or court system for that. But again, that's where we last left at. So I'm okay. Oh yeah, I'm good. This is a city jail, Jesus Christ. Well, it is LA City Jail, so I mean, I guess that makes me a little tougher. All right, I think I'm cleaned up. All right, here you go. I want to look too rough. Yeah, you can't even tell I was in the slammer for 24 hours. So, here's what happened. Well, where do I start? Kind of long story. Well, let's just start with, for most of you guys, I was coming back from the Sequoia Forest. That was where I was. Fortunately, I did a live stream up there, but then there was no more data. So basically, I was just shooting VODs and then able to, when I could find like a little data connection, upload those to YouTube. Well, as I was headed back from the Sequoia Forest, kind of basically back towards Los Angeles, you pass through this place where, I forgot the name of it, but there's a bunch of orange groves. And I thought at first they were, it was winery, like grapes, but they're oranges. You can see the oranges. And I stopped because I want to take some pictures. And I wasn't even going to eat it. I just wanted it for the, for like basically the picture. But I grabbed an orange and I was taking my picture with it, and I mean, I guess I was gonna have to take it, I wasn't gonna eat it, but maybe later. But either way, before I could even go to my car, a officer stopped, basically pulled up behind me, got out and asked me what I was doing. Said, no, I'm just taking some pictures. And unbeknownst to me, it is a crime in that county to pick an orange that doesn't belong. Basically, if you don't own the grove and you don't have permission by the owner to pick the orange, you can't pick the orange. So I was placed under arrest. I did see a judge that basically just, at this point, released me on my own reconnaissance. It's kind of silly. Basically, it's a city ordinance that I was arrested for. It's like, basically, it's got a statute number, but it literally says for picking orange. For picking an orange. So, I got to go to court. Yeah. Basically spent 24 hours in jail over an orange. So, that's why the judge gave me an ROR. They're not going to bond me out over that. And basically, I guess, hopefully I can handle this through a teleconference, because I'm not going to come back here for an orange hearing. So, hopefully, fingers crossed, if the judge had the same humor as he had when I was released, and I hopefully get the same judge, I don't think there's going to be any issues. I'm hoping I'll just get it dropped. But honestly, it is kind of cool to have a mugshot for basically taking an orange. Yeah, it's crazy, huh? So, because you guys had a whole 2 weeks to troll me, I decided I was going to troll you guys a bit. So no, I never went to jail. As a matter of fact, let me show you where we're at. We're actually at the... You guys are hilarious. I can't believe you guys believe that story. We are at the Los Angeles Police Museum. Looks really cool. I'm actually really excited. Whoa, they got a lot of stuff going on here. I don't know what's going on here, but they open at 10:30. So we're just waiting outside. I was just hanging out trying to kill some time with you guys. But I hope I hope if you guys got a little chuckle and laugh this morning, I hope my trolling worked. But yes, no, I would never. I would hope that one, I wouldn't be so bad to pick an orange illegally. Two, I would hope that if I did and got caught, that I wouldn't be arrested for it. But three, if that did ever happen, my God, that would suck. Anyways, but no, that never happened. I'm sure the trolls are going to be like, no, that did happen. I'm going to look it up. Go ahead. Have fun. As a matter of fact, yes, it did happen. Look it up, please. Yes. Waste a bunch of, like, 24 hours of people's time. Yes, please, look it up. It happened. I know. Well, here's the thing. I knew if I did something for April Fools, nobody's going to believe me, right? You know what I mean? So, yes. Hey, I had to wait a month, and it worked, right? Oh, I guess they must bring the police academy. Check this out. I don't know what's going on here, but let me zoom you in here. I'm just kind of getting all my gear ready, you know. I'm on that California mode. Oh, all right. Let's see. Hell yeah. Got right in. I don't know what the fuck goes on here. I don't know if they bring the cadets here. Obviously, these look like cadets, but I don't know why they'd be here at the police museum. Okay, why am I getting locked in? Well, fuck it. At least I feel safer with my car parked in here. I figured I might as well park next to the cop car. Go figure, this is the day my shit gets broken into. Of all days. All right, let me make sure I locked my car. Let's do a lock check. You guys want to be a cadet for the day? Let me ask and see if I can hang with them for a day. Let's see what they're doing. All right, no trolling cadets, police cadets. No trolling police cadets. There probably is an ordinance for fucking with police cadets. Hello, good morning. Can I film you guys?
There's still underage students that prefer.
Okay. Okay, yeah. I just asked because we are public, but since they're underage.
Yeah, it's just, Thank you.
Are you guys open?
Not yet.
Okay.
Till 10:30.
I'm gonna walk around then.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Well, out of the respect that there may be some underage students, we won't film. I won't be that public stiffler, you know. Since she said she preferred, I will be nice. Okay. Ooh, those are some nice houses. So I guess we're in the county of Ventura, is my understanding. Okay, so I guess those must be high school cadets. That makes sense. I was like, why would they bring real police cadets here? So maybe they're on a field trip or something. All right, so let's walk around. I think they're open, but I want to kind of walk around the outside really quick. Let's start over here. So it's kind of cool because the outside, that's why I was trolling with you guys. They've got this like armored truck thing out here. Yeah, man, they do start them young. Hell yeah. Well, they do that for the military, so it's nothing new. I don't know if my city's got I don't know. I mean, I know the military, they've got the ROTC, but I don't know about police. If they've got, at least in my county back home, a cadet program. They do got this new program now, which basically you can sign up to be like, remember, I was at the Balloon Fiesta and I asked about it. Where you sign up as like, basically you're like one of those, I don't know, there's a specific name, like a public safety officer. There you go, public safety officer. So basically they give you everything but a gun. And I don't know if you get arresting powers or not, but generally what they use you for is to respond to accidents, yeah, things of that nature, you know what I mean? And you can stay just as a public safety officer if you want in your whole career. Or what most people do is they'll use that as a stepping stone to get into the recruitment process as a police officer. So they got that as far as a recruitment program, but I don't think they have anything as far as in the high schools yet where I grew up. And I mean, I know in my high school they didn't when I grew up in high school. Remember, well, in Albuquerque, not here. I went to a balloon fiesta every year in the last 3 years. I think we've done 2 balloon fiestas. I've taken the chat with me every year to the International Balloon Fiesta in Albuquerque, New Mexico. It is the biggest balloon fiesta in the world. It is fucking awesome. It's 2 weeks. We go for a weekend or 2 days usually and have a great time. And if you guys are interested, you can check out, just if you're on a desktop and you go to the NJCourts TV main page, channel page, you're able to search. I don't know when they're going to come out with that for everybody else, because mainly a lot of people still use their, mobile phones like I do to browse YouTube. But unfortunately, it's only on desktop version. You can use the search engine, just type in Balloon Fiesta, and you'll see all my videos I've done at the Balloon Fiesta. All right, so, yeah, they've got this. Looks like they set this up kind of to look like a jail. They've got this side to look kind of like a city courthouse. Pretty cool. I've never been here. Looks like they got a police helicopter back there, some police cars. So let's go and check it out. This is the lady right there. It's pulled up, and I was pulled up actually next to them. I thought she worked here at the museum, so it makes sense. So I guess that's their version of their ROTC instructor. That's their police cadet instructor. Looks like they've got an old ride here. All right, you guys let me know. I think I'm off of, got good 5G. I should be off of the microphone, obviously, of the vehicle, so hopefully my audio is good. But if everything's good, let's go inside. Welcome, good morning, everybody. Gothic drink combos, spicy chicken tins. Sane Goat. We got Aaron. Alpha Chud. Let's see. Quiet Wolf. Let's see. Trevor Leahy. Spirit of the Sky Blue. Good morning. And Countess Tara. Good morning. Wild Ninja. Good morning. Ninja Gang in the house. I saw Darren. Good morning, Darren at Vine Laugh Bay. Good morning. What up, Kimberly? Good morning. Good morning to all the members of the jury. Good morning to all the viewers, whether you love me, hate me, or you're still somewhere in between. And hopefully this trip's pushed some of you over that line, that if you were in between, maybe now you love me. Or at least like me. You don't have to love me. But I love you guys. Let's see who else came in. Let's see. Oh, I forgot I did a mass unban this weekend. But unfortunately, some of y'all didn't learn. Okay, cool. Just take care of some little bit of some administration here. All right, what up, Quiet Wolf? What up, these nuts? All right, cool. If I missed anybody, I apologize, but good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, so I have started, if you haven't already noticed, posting all the VODs that I had gotten or took film of while I had my weekend, I say weekend, but my 2-day excursion at the Sequoia National Park and Forest. It was amazing. Definitely was a great way to end the trip. Unfortunately, there is no cellular data. You can't even make calls out there. I was lucky that I even found that spot when I arrived at the General Sherman parking lot, that I was able to stream for a few, and then once we dropped down, I lost you guys. So I think I pretty much recorded everything I could, and I've started posting that now. And enjoy. I just posted earlier, I think yesterday, I posted a beautiful video of my short hike up the, what is that rock called? God, Mora Rock, which gives you an amazing view of the whole park. Well, not the whole park, it's a huge park, but of that area of the park. So check it out. It's really cool, really interesting. I've got some short videos. I've got the little one live stream I did. And then the rest are probably going to be just your regular videos. But I'm going to post a few more shorts, and mainly everything will be a little bit longer where I can only post it as a video. Been posting a lot of pictures on my Instagram account, as well as on YouTube, but mainly on Instagram. All right, so I have a feeling we go through here. Ooh, scary. Oh. Okay, I think, what time is it? Let's see. They open at 10:30? Is it not the 30 after? Hold on, let me see. Oh, 6 more minutes. Okay, all right. They're right on the dot here. I gotcha. They're on that military time. Well, no worries. We'll just walk the neighborhood a bit. Kick back, relax. Looks like they got like they got a lot of vehicles back there. I've been instructed to get a souvenir for Papa Courts. Only if it's a badass shirt. He wants a shirt from here, so. What a gorgeous morning. One last view of the palm trees before I leave. Hey, cool, man. I hope so. I do kind of grow on people. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes a lot of people like me right away. Sometimes it's taken a year. Sometimes it's taken 2. I think with the show, I say show, but the basically between my clip channel, which I started first. That's where I got my start on the YouTubes. To now, it's been about 3 years. So if you've been following from the beginning, yeah, we've been going 3 years now. But yeah, I know a lot of people. We got a lot of new viewers from over the 2 weeks. I checked the numbers the other day, and it looks like we are at about 160 plus new subs for the month, which is awesome. So I appreciate all the new subscribers, and hope you guys can stick around and enjoy. We do a lot of cool IRL stuff like this to kind of offset a lot of the negative stuff we cover, which is through the court show. That is my main shtick, as they call it. So I do court news, basically cover all the different live streamers from all the different communities on YouTube that get in trouble. And basically, I try to cover as much of their court process, and then after that, we're done. Now, unfortunately, a lot of these people do get in trouble again and again. So sometimes after we stop coverage, even if it's taken a few months, even a year, sometimes, unfortunately, you may see coverage again of that person. But hopefully, and for the most part, we've had a lot of people where they've gone through the court system, got done with whatever sentence they got, if they were sentenced, and then that's it. We don't see them again. So for the most part, that's what we always hope for. Like I said, I hope one day there's going to be no coverage, and that means nobody's getting in trouble on the YouTubes, and then I'll nuke the channel. So, I'm not even kidding. But anyways, to offset all that negative shit, we do a lot of fun stuff. So, a lot of people like the fun stuff. A lot of people like the court stuff only. A lot of people like both. So, all right, not home. Not yet. I am in California. So, basically, it was quite a bit of drive from where I was at in the Sequoia Mountains down. Basically, LA is a huge area. So, I was out of the city for a bit, took a little break. And then I said, fuck it, I got, a little bit of time. Basically, I got till tomorrow evening to drop off my rental. So why rush it? I said, let's go somewhere cool this morning. And then after this, I'm going to then straight home. No more stops, I promise. But I was very fortunate because of you guys and because of Hugh that I was able to extend my rental for about 2 or 3 more days. And that's why I was able to go to the Sequoia National Forest. And why I'm not having a rush back home, which is awesome because I am exhausted, man. Usually I can drive pretty good in long distances and not get tired, but I'm not going to lie. I just even a couple of hours, I'm getting pretty tired. So I'm having to take a lot of stops, which is fine. I'm just going to go my pace to get home. But yeah, if I had the rental on the day that I was supposed to, yeah, that would have sucked. So thank you guys. Thank you to all the supporters that have made this whole trip what it is, and even were able to get me to go to a place. I really wanted to hit the Sequoia, but like I said, unfortunately, it didn't look like we were going to be able to because of the weather. And then, we had an awesome weekend in San Fran, but we were still able to go, and I was happy, man. That was my happy spot, and I had a great time. All right, so I'm going to let these people go. Well, they're still waiting out there. I kind of want to go in before the whole cadet group goes in. If I can. Let's see, let me see, yeah, I think they'd even prefer me. Okay, let's see if, I'm going to try to get in front of them. We got 1 more minute.
I don't care. Send that one. The one when I'm like that, you're like...
Oh, there we go. I want to get in front of the group. Excuse me. If I can. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Evidence tag on it. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
I was wondering if we were able to go through the museum.
Absolutely, yeah.
I was just trying to get ahead of the.
Yeah, do you have tickets?
I know, I need to purchase one.
All right, she'll help you.
Okay, thank you.
Of course, absolutely.
Appreciate that. Hi, thank you.
I was signing in the parking lot.
Yeah, thank you. Just killing a little time. Didn't mean to yank on your door there. I was online and I was just kind of in a parking spot, and I said you could do an explore an area search, and this came up, and I'm kind of into this stuff, so I was really excited to see that you guys had a museum.
Awesome. Go ahead and sign it.
Okay, thank you.
So you didn't get your tickets online?
No. I kind of just headed over here, and I know if I needed to, I was like, well, if I'm just in a parking lot, but sometimes it's just easier to come on in.
So we do have a class here today, but it's self-paced tour. You're welcome to wander
Okay.
around as you like. We ask that you not touch the vehicles in the carport.
Okay.
And once you see the you'll see why.
How long have you been on?
9 years.
Yeah.
That's what I'm counting.
Okay.
Good. So this is your group out here?
My group's up there.
How many do we have?
I lived in New Mexico, but I've lived in Albuquerque for 8 to 10 years. I'm in Las Cruces now, where I was born and raised. But yeah, are you from Albuquerque? Or? Oh, cool! What a beautiful area.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, I've been to the house a few times. Done the whitewater rafting there, and been to the bridge and the brewery right there, and all the tourist stuff. But it's a gorgeous area.
So we have 3 floors. You can use the stairs and the elevator to have the carport in the back.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And basically 3 months.
Okay, cool. Is there any type of literature, anything that we can pick up? Okay, no worries. I always just ask. So 3 floors. We can go in and out in the back. You said the carport area. Do not touch the vehicles. And am I okay to film? Is that all right?
You're okay to film, take as many photos as
Great.
you like. You can tag us if you want.
Cool.
Because
Oh,
that's
absolutely.
something, because we had, yes, he's a my influencer card and it's on one of our cards.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't do that crap. That's
Yeah,
sad.
and
I'm sorry.
he's banned for life.
Okay, well, good, because, yeah, that's not cool. All right, well, thank you. Oh, well, thank you for letting me know. That would be fun.
And you're allowed to go into the booking photo.
Okay. Hey, I like that. Thank you for letting me know. I was actually trolling my chat that I may have gotten arrested because I had the camera pointed towards the side. And
You
like,
could actually take a booking photo. We had someone take one and send it to his girlfriend and give the phone number here. I could have filmed it.
oh, that's messed up. That's funny.
Calling, freaking out. I'm like, I don't.
That is hilarious. I won't do that. Thank you, though. I appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. Have fun.
Thank you. Okay, so we're going to stay out of the way of these folks because they have a cadet class in here. So let's just kind of, they got 3 floors, so let's just start with the first floor. So these are pictures of their police force. So basically this is a museum of the LAPD. So everything you see here is going to be about the Los Angeles Police Department. So 1874, that's their chief of police. What up, Bruford? So some pictures here. Interesting. Okay, I like to see. Okay. Oh wait, these are offices. I don't know why those look like this. Is this an exhibit? I just don't want to get walking into places I'm not supposed to. Okay. Good morning, sir. Oh, Jesus. All right. Yeah. Let's move. Okay. Here we go. Now it starts this way. All right. Cool. I got a little confused. So basically, there's 3 floors here. This place opens from 10:30 to 3:30. Generally, I guess they prefer you to call to make sure you can come because it's a walk-in and reservation only. It said walk-in, so I came in, and we're here. Oh, so cool. This looks like I'm going to guess this is an old camera that they use when they book you. So they said we can take pictures in the jail cell. They said we can even take pictures or a selfie for like a fake booking shot. So this says Highland Park Police Station, 1925-1983 felony cells. Only thing we can't do is go inside the vehicles. I guess some influencer came in here and sat in the vehicle and tagged him and got himself in trouble, which is stupid, especially if they ask you not to go in there. Basically, you know, don't touch the box, and you did it. What up, OPD? Let's see, OPD of Utah. Who knew where IBL was located to serve paperwork? I have no clue, have anything to do with that. I appreciate. Okay, so let's see here. What else do we have? Felony cells 25 to 83. Okay, that's a long time. So I guess we can go in here and check this out. What else do they have? Oh, we'll do that last. So there we go. Loving memory of Calvin Drake. Ooh, who's this badass? The fuck? Oh, yeah, obviously. This is from that. I know they're going to have a big exhibit here about the big bank robbery. You guys remember? I think that was the Hollywood bank robbery. LAPD SWAT officer Jennifer Grosso. Now, I will say this, OPD, we are going to have a, what is it called? I'm going to be, I've already mentioned this, I don't know if you were in chat, but I am going to be doing a documentary of my whole trip, not necessarily just Vegan Patriot, but of course, we are going to be covering that portion of my interview and anything that goes with that. So, I don't know if any of that will be discussed because, like I said, I had nothing to do, unbeknownst to what any of any of her clan may say. And I also have screenshots, and I'm glad that I screenshotted everything, even though she was starting to delete everything, and I have proof of that. So I can show, well, I don't even have to show people because when you don't do anything, you don't have to explain yourself. But we'll definitely dig in a little bit more into that. But to answer your question, I have no clue anything to do with any of that. All I'm going to show you is just basically how much of a liar that individual Vegan Patriot is. That's all I can prove. Anything having to do with Nick, her, and that whole shebango bang or whatever that is going on, I just call it a theatric show. You probably know more than I do. Ooh, this gives me Alcatraz vibes. All right, so basically I'm going to keep myself down because I don't want to mess the class up. You know, cadets are here to have fun. I don't want them listening to me, and I don't want to distract them. All right, so these are the cells that I guess, okay, so that's the cells that we were reading on. All right, hold on, I need to get a selfie really quick. I got to put this. All right, so here's my reenactment of Ski Mask Andy. Take 2. I heard this place is also haunted. I don't know if that was the ghost right there telling me he didn't like what I'm doing. No kidding. I need my call. I need to call the horse, please. I need my call. I promise I'll stop. Also, I'm gonna hurt myself, so I can't be out with all the mean guys. Can you just give me the cell by myself? Hey, can I get a mirror in here, please? Mirror? Okay, all right. That's my 1-minute show. Sorry, I don't mean to give anybody flashbacks. Hey, at least they didn't have Chrome back then. I guess I wonder when they did the switch to Chrome. These boys had some of the real good old stuff. Yeah. Ooh. At least they had so pull-up bars. All right. So no excuse, Ski Mask, you could still stay healthy. No excuse to be chubby when you come out, like he likes to say. That's just him eating a lot of little Hot Pockets and little moon bars or whatever they call them. Felony offenses. What is a felony? In Los Angeles, a felony is defined. Here you go. Hopefully, Vegan, if you're watching, maybe this will help you here. In Los Angeles, just kidding. A felony is defined as a criminal offense that results in punishments ranging from formal probation to more than 1 year in a state penitentiary. Some of these crimes include, okay, keep my mouth down, property crimes, grand theft, arson, vandalism, drug offenses, distributing, selling, trafficking, sex crimes, SA, human trafficking, violent offenses, murder, manslaughter, robbery, white-collar crimes, embezzlement, fraud, and tax evasion. When this building was an active police station, these cells housed persons arrested on suspicion of felonies. Oh, I didn't know this was an active police station. That's cool. In 1953, Manuel Espazo was arrested for SA of a minor. He was housed in this cell where he also took his own life. Oh, that's why they say this place is haunted. Oh, snap. So I guess this guy, damn, they even got the, okay, sorry, YouTube, no picture. Okay, it's not, okay, it doesn't have anything bad, but that's him right there. So this was the cell, bro. Damn, now it got really eerily quiet. Okay, good, the class is not here. I can do a proper ghost investigation. Hold on, shh. Manuel Pazo, do you hear me? Do you mind making a sound to tell us if you're still here with us? I don't mean any harm. I'd just like to give you an opportunity to do an interview with me. My name is NJCourts from NJCourts TV. I'm just here visiting this museum. Would you knock on something for me to let me know you're here? Maybe one of these jail bars? Okay, I don't hear anything. Let's move on. That's pretty scary though, dude. Highland Park Police Station. Oh, that was telling us a little bit more about it. So this was the Highland Park Police Station. At one point, not anymore. Yeah, that was where it was. It was the Hollywood shooting. It is like a condo for that. Well, dude, where he's been at nowadays, I think that looks a little bit more inviting than a lot of the places he's been at. I know that's a two-way mirror. I know there's somebody looking. Interrogation room. Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. What are these? I'm trying to figure what these are still. Are we allowed to? Are these like signal? Oh, telephone boxes. Okay, cool. I guess this is how the police would communicate. I am back in LA just for this little visit here, and then I'm out. I would love to, Aaron, but I have to go as soon as I'm done here. I barely even could fit this in. I just basically am taking a little rest stop here. Is the only reason I stopped, because I was tired. So I said, well, where's something quick and easy to do that's close by? So this place was opening, and it looked really cool, and it is. I'm liking it. Police call box. But, dude, I would love to hit you up, man. Damn. If I had more time, I totally would, because I'm trying to meet as many people as I can. Oh, wow. So this must be a lot of the original cells. So, yeah, this was a police station at one point, the Highland Park Police Station. Ooh, the Night Stalker. Here we go. An arrest that could have stopped a serial killer. Between June 1984 and August 1985, Richard Ramirez went on a crime spree that would end in conviction for 13 counts of murder, 11 counts of rape, and 14 counts of burglary. However, did you know he was originally arrested by LAPD for stolen vehicle and released? Yeah, that happens a lot. On December 12, 1984, Sergeant Roberto Alanis was on patrol in West LA at 2 a.m. He stopped and arrested Ramirez for driving a stolen vehicle. Days later, a judge released Ramirez. It's a lot has to do with the judge, not the police. It's the court system. Released Ramirez from jail on a promise to return for his preliminary trial. How many times we hear that, huh? I promise, Your Honor. Unsurprisingly, he did not return to court. Freeing him allowed Ramirez to continue R-wording and killing victims for the next 8 months. That shit is horrible. The fingerprints taken by Alanis became essential to Ramirez's arrest. A fingerprint was recovered from the scene of one of his crimes that was ultimately traced back to him. Good job, Officer Alanis. On August 31st, 1985, Ramirez was recognized, restrained, and beaten by civilians until the police arrived and took him into custody. The original booking photo is in the case directly behind you. Where's this? Ooh, you guys know who that is. Let's see. Oh, the Beatles? When did they get in trouble? I didn't know the Beatles got in trouble. Let's see. The Hillside Strangler murders were carried out by two people, Kenneth Bianchi and Angelo Biano Jr. Initially, it was believed to be just one person. They were convicted of kidnapping, R-wording, torturing, and murdering 10 women and girls between October 1977 and February 1978. The first two victims were S workers whose bodies were found strangled on the hillsides of northeast LA. However, due to the profession of the victims, not much attention was paid to the crimes until 5 other middle-class women had been killed in this case as the original search warrant for Bruno Jr. The Manson family was a cult led by Charles Manson in the 1960s and 70s with around 100 members. The cult saw Manson as a manifestation of Jesus Christ and believed that there was going to be an apocalyptic race war that they referred to as the Helter Skelter, named after the Beatles' hit song. The cult's crimes escalated into a series of murders in 1969, including the brutal murder of pregnant actress Sharon Tate. Evidence and a letter from Tex Watson are in this case. The original Night Stalker's mugshot is also featured in this case. That's why this place is also haunted. There's a lot of, in addition to that cell having, something that happened in there, that guy took his life, there's a lot of mementos in here from some sick and bad people, bro. There's some evidence photos. There's the letter. There's the original mugshot for that serial killer that we were reading about there. Wow, this place is cool, dude. I didn't know it was going to have all this crap. Do you know why I pulled you over today? Traffic violations are one of the most common misdemeanors, although they can still be felonies. They can range in severity from speeding tickets to reckless driving and driving under the influence. The ways that officers handle traffic stops have changed over the years, particularly following the kidnapping and execution of an LAPD officer in 1963 when he pulled over a Ford Coupe with two criminals in the vehicle. In this case are 1970s radar guns, ticket books, field interview cards, a vehicle report, and a vehicle code book. So 1970s radar. So some of you older folks might recognize getting some of these tickets here if you're from the Los Angeles area. Cool, cool, cool. Old school gun there. There's the 1988 California Vehicle Code. Putting a finger on it. In 1879, a French anthropologist created a technique for identifying and processing inmates. The Barrettini, I'm not going to pronounce it right, system named after its creator utilized photographs and measurements of a criminal's physical characteristics. However, this system was not foolproof. In 1903, a man named Will West was processed into a federal prison in Leavenworth, Kansas, using this system. However, it was quickly discovered that West bore the same name and similar physical characteristics of a current inmate. The confusion led to the implementation of fingerprinting as an added layer of identification. The science of fingerprinting appeared around the world in the 1850s. Shortly after the West case, prisons and the U.S. military adopted the use of fingerprints. In 1908, the first official fingerprint card was developed. In 1911, fingerprints were accepted in U.S. courts as a reliable form of ID. This case features a fingerprinting kit from 1917. Interesting. I didn't realize that they utilized fingerprints going back that long. I mean, obviously now they use, technology to, go through the fingerprint system and ID people quicker. But basically all you need is just, ink, a finger, and then to analyze the fingerprint, you just need a magnifying glass. So it's a very simple system if you think about it. This is the DARE program. Whether you agree or not with it, whether it was a waste or money, to each their own. I think this was President Reagan's fight on drugs, right? Oh, Nixon, excuse me. All right, so let's move on. Help. Chat, I need to send $10 my way. I promise I'll use it to bond out. I'm not going to buy you-know-what with it. Ooh. There's an old school narcotics kit. Let's not show that. YouTube might not like that. All right, misdemeanor offenses. What is a misdemeanor? In LA, misdemeanors are defined as an offense that results in a lower level of punishment ranging from fines, probations, and remember, note, YouTube, these are all props as part of a movie scene. All right, A lower level of punishment ranging from fines, probation, up to a year in county jail. Misdemeanors often fall into a gray area because at certain levels, these crimes can cross over into felonies. Generally speaking, though, misdemeanors include traffic violations, driving under the influence, possession of drugs, disturbing the peace, and vandalism. Well, that's in LA County. There are still some counties in other states where possession of marijuana can still be a felony, I think. I don't know if it's been decriminalized throughout the whole U.S., but there may be places where, yes, depending on the amount of marijuana you have, you could still receive a felony. Telephone calls. After the booking process, you may use the pay telephone with the legal limitations. If you wish to obtain the services of a lawyer or bail agent, you may contact a referral service at old school telephone sign. Cool. No smoking by prisoners. In 1896, the jail operated as a functional part of Central Division at 2nd and Spring Streets and was later moved to 314 West 1st Street upon the completion of the new Central Station. Then in 1908, due to the crowded conditions in the East Side Jail, was established. Later, on March 1924, an additional brick unit was added. The jail units were merged under one directing head on August 1st, 1921, when the jail division was established. So these are some mementos from there. Got a drinking glass. You know, the jail guards could probably drink back in those days and smoke. No, I'm just kidding. Gray Bar Grill. Keys from an old central jail at 1st and Hill Streets in LA County. For educational purposes, that's even better. Oh, cool. This is an old booking system there. You are standing in the original LAPD Highland Park police station built in 1925. The station was closed in 1983 and subsequently ravaged by vandals, arson fires, and water damage. Since then, it has been salvaged and restored by the Historical Society to its original Renaissance revival style and is a registered National Historic Landmark. Cool. So it's basically a historical society that owns this, nothing part of the LAPD or the city that's, you know, getting funding from. They may help. Andrew Slaughter, San Francisco, Negro, age 25 years. Hey, he's a short guy like me, 5'5". They're pretty exact there. He's 5'5" and 5/8 inches, weight 155 pounds. There's your fingerprint classification. I don't know what that means. Well, what did he do? Arrest these persons now. Fred Coons, Fred J. Cook, Los Angeles, age 26 years. I'll tell you what they did. Rose Burke, alias Brackett, alias Buckingham, alias Wells Reynolds, age 30. She must be a scammer with all those aliases. This woman is wanted in connection with a number of bank robberies in this city. 1927. Ooh, they even still had women robbing banks back then. Damn. Catch you, girl. She was a bad lady. He was a bad mama jama. I'll tell you what, I sure like the way these guys slicked their hair back then. I'll tell you what, if you were bald back in the early 20s or 30s, it must have sucked. Because I would have loved to have hair like that. All right. Anyways, ooh, this guy's got two gold crowns and teeth. Well, smile so we can see it. All right, let's continue. Ooh, what cell was this? This looks like a confession booth or something. Shit. Let's not go in there. All right. All persons subject to search at any time. All right, let's keep moving. So you guys want to take a little air break and go out and see some of the vehicles, and then we'll go. So this is basically the first floor we just went through. We got a second and third floor. Let's go outside and check out some of the vehicles. They said you can come in and out of the Sally Port at any time, so I'm guessing this is the Sally Port here. We just cannot touch or obviously sit in these vehicles, but let's read about them. This is a 1929 Ford Model A, Los Angeles Police Department. Awesome. 29 Model A. Nice back seat, huh? They had the suicide doors. They had this so you can ride on there. You know what I mean? They used to hang on there, and That's how they pop, 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 pop with the okay, let's not start doing that. I don't want to get banned for 24 hours. Fucking YouTube. You're not allowed to use a fake air gun. Oh, there's the cage. Bro, you could still slip a freaking little, you know what I mean, through that. Man, those cops had to be tough back in those days, bro. Especially because most guys may not even have had, you know what, they had little blades on them, right? Little. All you need is a little blade to the neck, right? Little. Dude, that cage ain't going to do shit. That's just going to keep a guy from... Well, that means you better do a good search because basically that cage is just to keep the guy from strangling you. But if you didn't do a good search and catch that little blade on him, he could definitely just go... All right, here we go. Armored transport, baby. This looks like out of a movie prop. Let's see. I bet you it's a movie prop. 100%. Obviously, the police wouldn't have a armored transport. Unless they're doing some chicky shit, you know what I mean? Moving money for the cartel. I'm just kidding. Well, tell us something about it, man. I don't see anything. I don't see a sign. Maybe we can ask the person up front what this is all about. All right, let's keep moving. F700, baby. What you know about the F700? Or is that a dot? Is that a F70.0? No, that's an F700. Ace Ventura, man. Pet Detective. Hell yeah, I remember that movie. Oh, shit. Holy moly, I didn't see these other ones back here. All right, so we got the old Dare vehicle. You guys pretty much probably remember this if you're an 80s, 90s baby. Got your Dare officer always rolling up to the school in the Dare vehicle, you know. Got a... Man, these things were kind of tiny back in the days. Police chopper. Damn, probably 70s. That's definitely 70s upholstery. 1970s upholstery there, man. I can just tell you. I can just see 1970s. Hell yeah. Ooh, shit. Don't want that jabbing you. That's cool, man. I've never got to see something like that up close. That's awesome. Kind of zoom in here for you guys. All right, what else we got? Kawasaki Police KZ 1000. All my motorcycle riders there. Oh man, these things got some, you know, shocks. That's the first thing I notice on these. Look at those shocks. I guess because they're probably going up on off curbs and stuff like that, huh? So 1000. Let me check my, I didn't know my other, I don't know why my other phone's beeping. Give me a second. Okay. Yeah, these are some badass bikes, man. They look like they're badass then and now. These all belong to them. Something always please keep in mind. Everything you're seeing here, this isn't like a police, you know, national museum. This is a LA police museum. So everything here, everything you see in the cases, everything is all belongs to the LAP, Los Angeles, even specific to the LAPD. Okay, so it's not even for the state of California. This is just LAPD museum. So everything you're seeing here is all belongs to the LAPD. This one's badass. I love the way this looks, man. With the chrome. Oh, this is sick. Nice box there. Oh, this one's sick. Look at that chrome. Harley Davidson, baby. That's why it looks sick. I knew it looked different from all those other Kawasaki. No offense to my Kawasaki people, and I'm not even a Harley guy, but that thing just looked badass, bro. For some reason, it even looked different. It's got the shocks look a little different. Kawasaki's look like they have more of the. These look like they're more protected, right? I don't know, rubber shocks. I don't know anything about shocks, but they do look a little different. Big old siren. Damn, that thing looks like it'd be loud. Cool. What's this? Holy shit, look at this thing, bro. I have never seen anything like this. So I guess this is what they transport a bomb in. Well, I guess when you're in Los Angeles, anything goes. Look at this, bro. Wowzers. That is crazy cool. That Kawasaki would dust that Harley, I'm sure. I don't know anything about bikes, but I know Kawasaki's are pretty fast. Dude, that is gnarly. So I guess, well, who's the poor suckers that got to drive that? You better hope to God that thing I guess that's got to have some pretty... Well, one, this thing's got to have some good shocks on it, because I'm sure that thing's heavy. So the chassis on this truck alone's got to be badass. GMC 6000 V8, baby. Hell yeah. I like seeing all the 70s stuff. Because, like, back when I was growing up, this wasn't old shit. Now that I'm getting older, this is, like, considered old. So, what's this? This looks kind of old. This looks like a transport van. Yep, because you can see the caging there. Paddy wagon, that's what they call them, right? The old paddy wagon. Bro, this place got some mean vehicles, man. That's cool. That bombs, I've never seen anything like that. That is awesome. The bikes are cool, too. I've never seen the 70s style bikes. And then, what was this? This looked like this is some old stuff, probably from when this was the police station. Oh, shit, they've got some more stuff here. Sorry. What is this? That had to have been used for, like, a roundy round race or something. I don't know. We're gonna have to see what that's about. Division 15. Yeah, this must be from the... All right, I think, yeah, was this Division 15? All right, let's see what this is all about. A Del Rey, baby. Look at those lines, man. God, the cars back in the days were so fucking gorgeous, man. I mean, that's when a car was sexy, bro. Oh my God, wait till you see the vehicle right behind me. You're gonna freak out, dude. This place is legit, dude. Just the vehicles alone got me, like, for $10, shit. It's probably for the, I think right now, this has been like the coolest place for the cheapest amount of admission to get in a museum I've been into. Wow, look at this bad boy, bro. Holy moly. Who was lucky enough to drive this bad boy? Damn. Get the fuck out of here. Look at, it's even got the old school, watch it, hopefully you can see it. It's got the old school speaker intercom in there still, dude. Damn, that is straight OG. Plymouth, baby. Wow. I don't know what the fuck this thing's about. This just looks like they use this in a, wait. Oh shit, hold on. Ooh, I wonder if this is the car, if these are from the Hollywood shootout. Do you think? I guess I'm going to ask him inside. I wonder if this has to do with the... Dude, if this is the car from that they had, the robbers, that's dope, bro. Oh, it's right here. Hold on. Yes, it is. I did. It is. It is. 87 Chevrolet Nova white suspect vehicle from North Hollywood vehicle. Holy shit. That is insane, because I've watched, you watch the documentaries about this, right? This is fucking crazy cool. I can't believe we get to fucking see the vehicle in person. And I have a feeling this is probably part of the shootout, dude. Like, if you guys watch the video of this, this is where the guy's walking. He has this guy, it was two dudes. One of the guys is driving, and the other guy's outside just boom, 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 boom. This is basically, after this, is when they implemented assault rifles for officers. Like, basically, when this went on, all they had was, like, handguns and shotguns. They literally had to run into a sporting goods store that was kind enough to just let them use their assault rifles so that they could literally combat these guys, because they were, their firepower was just way overpowering than what the police had. That was back then. That's why things changed. A lot of things changed after this incident. That's crazy cool, man. That's insane. No wonder this place is haunted, bro. They got killed in this, okay? You know what I mean? Let me just put it this way. Between the jail cell with the guy that, you know what, himself, and then the fucking bodies that have been in this car, there's probably a lot of souls around here. Bad souls. You know, they say the bad souls don't go up. They kind of stick around. That's insane, dude. What up, Cameron? This is fucking cool. Look at how they shot the fuck out of this. I wonder which shot was the kill shot. Look at the roof. Oh my God, look at that one right there. Boom. That's on the driver's side. Wowzers, bro. This thing just gives me eeriness, bro. Holy shit. Look at this one, man. This one just came in right from the top, bro. That guy, well, I don't know if his head, no, that would have missed him because his head would have probably, no, he was probably hugging the steering wheel. Because you got to think, you know, with all that shit going on, you're not just laying back. You know, you're not driving like driving Miss Daisy. He's probably hugging the steering wheel. I wonder if that was it right there. I'm sure it was a lot of shots, but that could have been the one right there, bro. Just follow the angle. I don't know. There's that one at the door, but I don't see any right there. All right, let's see what happened with this one here. Now, look at the firepower that was used against them. See? You can see just the difference in comparison, right? Look at what the police are shooting. Now, some of these might be just, you know, before they got the assault weapons. Some of these might be, you know, from assault, you know, rifles. But just look at the fucking holes, the difference. So, obviously, you have, this is what the cops are being shot at against the assailants, right? Look at just the difference in the holes, right? Look at the bullet holes. Look at that. Look at the difference in firepower, bro. That's like a $50 size. I mean, obviously the impact's bigger, but the hole itself, that's the size of like the inside of a washer, bro. That's not even that's half of a penny versus a $50. Dude, this car got lit up. Damn, there's a lot of history between these two cars here, bro. That shit's nuts. That's awesome. Fucking airbags deployed and everything, dude. Look at airbag deployed. I wonder if homeboy died in this shit. You know what I mean? Fucking got shot, crashed into a fucking curb. Let's see, what does it say right there? I can't read it. I gotta use that. Fuck. I don't know why they put that there. You can't see shit from over here. Luckily, I have 1986 Ford Crown Vic. Yeah, it says Hollywood, yep. Let me see. Oh, man. Hold on, I got to get a better angle so I can read that. What does it say? $75 bullets. Yeah, that was part of the North Hollywood shooting, but it's saying 75. What up, Fubu? No, I'm here. Here at the police, LAPD Police Museum in Los Angeles. No, I left the park yesterday. Check this bad boy out. I guess this is their armored vehicle from, this got to be like a 70s or 80s model. Rescue vehicle. Pretty badass. Dude, I can imagine how much those fucking tires cost, bro. Look it, I'm standing next to this thing. It's hard to tell. Watch. Let me see if I put it on. So I'm 5'4". Those tires got to be at least like almost over 5 foot high. This is what they needed for that North Hollywood shootout, man. Holy shit. This must have been afterwards. I don't think they had this when that happened. I wonder what went in there. I guess that must be part of their battering ram. Got a turret up there. Damn, this thing's fucking mean, bro. Shit, this thing could still be fucking used. All right, well, that's cool, man. They got a really interesting collection of cars here between the real actual cars that were part of that big shootout. Man, this shit's crazy, dude. It's another paddy wagon, or this is a SWAT vehicle. It's not a paddy wagon. Yeah, you can tell because those are SWAT steps, so they can ride on them in the back. What's it say? Yeah, for sure. Lots of history in this place, Cameron. A shit ton of history, dude. It's insane the amount of history in this place. This is cool. I'm glad we stopped here. I'll tell you that. This is freaking cool. Just between this being a old, police station and all the freaking prisoners and jail, and everybody that's been processed to here, from the history in the jail cell, from the prisoner that hung himself, to having the cars where the guys probably passed away in. That's why they say this place is haunted. Oh, you know why? Where also you'll find this place is on Ghost Adventures. Ghost Adventures did an episode here because they say it's haunted. I've never seen it. Now I'm excited to check it out. Oh, cool. What is this? What are these? Jail, prison, locks, and keys. Oh, sick. The Van Dorn Iron Works Company, Cleveland. That's, I think, probably a salesman, or you know what I mean. They're showing you all the features, the handcuffs, like a salesman card, demo set. 1850 to present. So there's an old one right there. 1879, Boston, Massachusetts. Joseph A. Fox collection. I guess this is a walking. Oh, is this part of the riots? So I guess they had this. Oh, I think. Does that make sense? A lot of this stuff you kind of just got to figure out. So I think this might have been part of the LA riots, and this is one of these things. Looks like it's on almost just basically rollers. I don't know what incident, but that's what it looks like. It's just something you can basically walk with. Is that what this is? Is this part? This exhibit is part of kind of like they can walk with this kind of as a mobile.
No, we actually don't. This is just for the community to display because we do set up in different areas.
Oh.
So.
Wow, I totally screwed that one up. Well, I'm a good storyteller, that's for sure.
We get asked to do demos and that sort of
thing. Okay, cool.
We bring, so it's easier to have things on hand that can be.
I see. Nice, cool. Yeah, the car collection out there is amazing.
Did you see the North Hollywood?
Yeah, that is so cool. I didn't know that those cars were out there. I was young and know all about that. I got to watch a lot of that. And then, of course, yeah, that's insane. Yeah, there's a lot of history here. It's a really cool place. Super cool.
We're here to preserve.
Yeah, no, I've enjoyed myself totally here. And I haven't even been to the second, third floor yet. So.
Oh, wait till you get out there.
Cool. Yeah, I'm excited. Thank you so much for all your help. Okay, so yeah, I totally got that wrong. Now, the picture could be, but that is not what I said it was for. Ooh, that's interesting. So, 1994 Northridge earthquake in Los Angeles. January 17, 1994, the covered body of Los Angeles police officer Clarence Wayne Dean lies near his motorcycle, which plunged off the State Highway 14 overpass that collapsed onto Interstate 5 after a magnitude 6.7 Northridge earthquake in Los Angeles. 25 years ago this week, a violent pre-dawn earthquake shook L.A. from its sleep, and sunrise revealed widespread devastation with dozens killed and $25 billion in damage. That's sad. Rest in peace, Officer Clarence Wayne Dean. So this is where this picture is. And there it is right there. He's covered right there. There's his motorcycle. So basically, I guess he plunged off of there. Man, that's horrible. So that was in 1994. So I was 83. So I was 11 when that happened. There's the population. 3 million at the time. That's changed. Wow, what a crazy picture, man. See, this officer looks like he's just taking a second just to freaking process everything, you know what I mean? The earthquake, his battle buddy fucking dying right in front of him or laying right in front of him. I mean, what a fucked up way to die, you know what I mean? It's horrible. R.I.P., man. All right, so I guess we're going to move over to the second floor now. Yeah, we already came through here. So, yeah, second floor it is. This, oh, it was a double-sided. Let me see, can I look in? Oh, yeah, you can see in. Double-sided mirror. All right, so let's just make sure we didn't miss anything on the first floor. This is the Erie cell here, just to remind you guys. This is Manuel in 1953. Manuel Esposo was arrested for essay of a minor. He was housed in the cell where he took his life. So this is the cell where that guy took his life in here. So I bet you Ghost Adventures did a little, I bet you they put a person in here when they did the Ghost Adventures episode. Guarantee you. I did a little Q&A earlier just to see if I could get, hear anything, and we didn't hear anything. But, yeah, I bet you I would be pretty scared to come here at night, that's for sure. Wow, what is this from? That looks like an old door. Look at that thick old door. Look at this thick door. Oh, that's an old door. Okay, we came and saw this stuff. That's an old booking chair. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me, sir. I think they said we can do our own booking photo here. We might do that later. Oh, yeah, this place at night would freak me out. All right, I don't want to take you guys in the elevator because I'll lose you guys. So we're going to go up the stairs. Oh, yeah, this is where we were at. I forgot. We went out this way. We were about to go upstairs. All right. Yeah, this place is cool, man. Not only does it seem like it's haunted, but just all the history of the LAPD stuff here, dude. What is this pit? Damn, look at that gymnast. Sergeant Mary Galton, 1950. Damn, she had some muscles there. Look at that, Skiwee. You think you could do that? Look at them muscles. Hell yeah. These are some, oh, dude, these are cool. Look at all the old training pictures from all the cadet classes. Look at this, 1948, first day on the beat. Learning to use the game well. So, Roofer, this is what you were talking about. So this is how instead of, they didn't have radios, right? Walkie-talkies. So this is how they would call in. No. 1948. We saw a few of those. They had these call boxes down here. Oh, this is dedicated to the women of the force. Oh, cool. I was like, yeah, these are all female pictures. That's cool. Look at Officer Leslie Brophy, LAPD Air Support Division. So she was a helicopter pilot. Officer Paula Hyla Garcia, working patrol car, circa 1980. That's when they used to carry the big old sticks, the beat sticks. Look at this. Police Women's Training Class, 67. That's cool. Hell yeah. Oh, wow, look at this. Damn, it's 1915. Look at these ladies. They look pretty serious there. Inspection, LAPD, October 31st, 1914, Juvenile Department. So these are the matrons. I'm not saying that right. So I guess basically they ran the juvenile department, the juvenile jail. Basically like really tough principals, you know what I mean? / jail ladies. Damn, dude, that's cool. Ladies in Blue. Police Gazette. New York, Saturday, April 29th, 1982. The National Police Gazette. The domestic groom versus bridegroom. The domestic amusements of the young wife of an old millionaire, which gave an Adonis of the stable the run of the parlor and played hob with the confidence in the wine cellar of the absent lord, New York City. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I guess they're cheating on each other? I don't know. Police Gazette. Ooh. 1846. Uh-oh, that don't look good. A ghastly Indian, tragedy, Sebastian, an aged warrior, fired by jealousy of his handsome young stripping her to nudity and cuts off her head when it acts on Canadian River. Dang. So I guess this is how they would illustrate basically like, incidents, police incidents, or, crimes back in the days. Police Gazette, 1882. How a sporting gentleman with a confining wife and in admiration for the beauties of drama was induced to stay home at night and let his wife do the theater going. New York City. I don't understand what that crime is. They use a lot of fancy, weird words. Okay. Ooh, The Assassination of President Garfield by Charles Guiteau in the Baltimore and Potomac Railroad Depot. There you go. Super cool. Now everybody just goes on the internet to get their police news. You come to NJCourt TV News now. Hey, that is the truth. How so much has changed. Oh, wow. Holy moly. Look at this, you guys. Now remember, please keep in mind, this was an old police station, so a lot of this stuff probably is back, still is, original from that station. Los Angeles Police Honor Guard uniform. Tells you a little bit about their honor guard and color guard. This is the LAPD badge, real LAPD badge. Chief of Police, uniform style worn in seasons 3 to 7, Martin Milner. Oh, okay, so this was a part of a movie, I think. Let me see. Seasons 3 to 7. So what is this from? Smith & Wesson model. Oh, yeah, I can show that as long as I'm not touching it. This gun belonged to Martin Milner and was used on the TV show. Yeah, it is a prop. On the TV show Adam 12, Milner was the actor who played LAPD officer Pete Malloy. So, yeah, so that's a prop gun from the show Adam 12, played by the actor Milner, who played Officer Pete Malloy in that show. His real name was Martin Milner. So that's his actual police badge from the show. That I guess they made it. It was a prop, but it was actually an actual police badge that they used for the show. Looks like that's a prop too. Oh yeah, so this talks to you about the show right here. This is not ring any bells for me, obviously. I was not born around this time. But maybe for some of you older folks, this might ring a bell. The TV show Adam 12. If so, they've got a lot of cool stuff.
It was the charm of the show to do the performance show that,
Kent McCord, complete uniform worn in season 1. Early look, so they're supposed to basically look like they were resembling officers from 68 to 69. Oh, cool. A lot of this has to do with the movies and the LAPD. I like that. That's awesome. Jack Webb in the first feature-length production of Dragnet, Warner Brothers. Cool. Original movie poster. That's awesome. Ooh, look at the oh man, this is awesome. Script. Don, thanks for your great asset in making this. Shooting the property of Dragnet. So, Universal City. So this is Dragnet 1968, The Big Starlet by Robert C. Dennis. So these are all prop badges and stuff from Dragnet. What up, Joy? Good morning, everybody. We are here at the LAPD Museum, Police Museum. And we're on the second floor, just having a great time looking at all the cool stuff they have. Reserve police officer. Ooh, I like the badge. Look at with the bear on it. That's cool. Police reserve. I like that. I would love to have one of those for my collection. And the badge. Actually, I like all that. I like the badge and the... Oh, here's another bike. This is a Kawasaki 1000. I think we saw one of those outside as well. Oh, they have a bunch, and it's all. I like because it's different. They got stuff about their woman division. They had a lot of cool stuff. We went and saw the vehicles from the Hollywood shootout. because it's an old police station. They have the old jail cells you can check out, which some have history. This place was featured in Ghost Adventures. There's supposedly haunted because there's a lot. Oh, that almost scared me. Speaking of freaking ghosts, you scared the shit out of me. Cool. Look at all the uniforms. This is part of the mounted patrol. So I guess I don't know if this is going in any type of order, but let's assume. I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. It's a female uniform there. Look at the picture. What's that? Police department at Fiesta Park. Wow, look at that. So this is the LAPD department at Fiesta Park. So there's your mounted patrol. There's the rest of your officers all lined up. What a cool picture, man. And how they were able to blow that up and make that a backdrop like that. That's amazing. Hell yeah. Look at the old female uniforms. I think these were like the matrons, like the ones we saw that ran the juvenile jails. Old school, man. That's all they gave you was just a stick, right? Dude, this is cool, man. Look at that, dude. This is old school right there. Look at what's in this display. Artifacts of policeman Clarence Lafayette Johnson's era of service in the LAPD. Badges belonging to Clarence Lafayette Johnson. Jailer Badge Series 1, 1878 to 1899. No maker's mark. Produced Police Patrol Driver Badge Series 2, 1899 to 1910. Luckenberg and Company Incorporated, LA, California. Retired Policeman Badge Series 5, 1923 to 1940. Los Angeles Rubber Stamp and Stationery Company. Badges courtesy of the Johnson family. Belt, hat, and baton from museum archives. Estimated years 1880s to 1910s. Oh, dude, that is awesome. Look at the badges. So you got the jailer badge, police patrol badge, and then I think that was, you got a retired. That's a retired badge. See, it says retired underneath. So there's a patrol light. Oh, dude, imagine the history. I wonder how many times that's hit somebody. That's so cool. Maybe none. Maybe Clarence Lafayette was he used his words, man. Maybe he was a smart guy, an intelligent officer. He used his words rather than his baton. Nah, fuck that. He probably used the shit out of his baton. Dude, that is so fucking cool, dude. The history in a lot of this. Oh, here we go. I don't know if I'm just gonna do a quick flash. I don't think I should get in trouble. If YouTube gets me in trouble again, I'm definitely gonna go back and do my protest. I don't care. They can nuke my channel then, because I'm tired of getting in trouble for not doing stuff that really isn't against their TOS, just because their AI system sucks. So that's a authorized duty weapon, 1998 to present. That's a Colt semi-auto AR-15. Ooh, what's this bad boy? Holy shit, look at that. They got to carry one of these. LAPD robbery detective sidearm. Damn, I want to be a robbery detective from 1940 to 1950. California Arms Company Defiance 20 gauge shotgun pistol. Dude, they gave dudes shotgun pistols? What the fuck? So imagine being you were a robbery detective. This was your sidearm, was a shotgun pistol, bro. 20 gauge shotgun pistol. That is so cool, bro. That is freaking awesome. Remington model 31 pump action shotgun. This 12 gauge shotgun was manufactured from 1931 to 1948, time when shotguns were not only routinely carried in police cars. During this period, shotguns were checked out by officers as an as-needed basis. Note the inscription on the receiver. Police gun, property of Los Angeles Police. This up here is the Winchester 1873 lever-action rifle. Members of the LAPD carry this type of rifle while performing their duties on horseback, circa 1890. This model was the second in the evolution of lever-action rifles. Models carried prior to 1873 had longer barrels. Dude, this is badass, bro. This is sick, dude. That is so you don't even know how, this gets me, dude. That is so cool to know that they actually carry this as a sidearm, bro. 1940 to 1950, you had to have been a badass, bro. Imagine having a 20-gauge shotgun pistol on your side. I guess because you were a robbery detective. You were, you're investigating some mean some mean dudes back in the 40s and 50s, man. That was the time of the, the start of the mob and all that stuff. Cool. So this is the suit right here. Don't get close. Don't look like you're grabbing anything because I don't want YouTube thinking I'm actually holding it. So this is how it looks when you're a helicopter pilot. Basically gave you a revolver and two, I don't know what they call those, like quick reloads, for the revolvers. Dude, what? Oh, snap. Look at this. We've got S&W 2s, authorized detective, off-duty weapon. So you could carry that if you were off-duty as a detective. Smith & Wesson 2-inch barrel 38 special. That's badass. Dude, that is sick. Colt 45, authorized SWAT duty weapon, 1970 to present. So, oh, that's cool. So I guess if you're a SWAT officer, you can still carry a 45, a Colt 45. Smith & Wesson 9mm M&P, authorized duty weapon, 2014 to present. Glock 40 cal, authorized weapon, 2002 to 2014. Interesting. So I guess they don't authorize the Glock 40 anymore, but they do have the Smith & Wesson 9mm authorized still. They got the Beretta 9mm authorized from 1985 to 2002. The Smith & Wesson 4-inch barrel, 38 authorized 1960s. Smith & Wesson 6-inch barrel, 38 special, 1945. Damn, imagine carrying that in the 45s. The Colt 6-inch, 38 special, 45. Smith & Wesson 6-inch, 45, 1927. So do they just not allow Glock period? Or just the 40 cal? So what do they can't just, okay, so they allow them to carry, if you're a SWAT duty, you can carry a 45. That makes sense. You need a big boy. But I guess what? Most officers, they would rather them carry a 9mm versus a 40 or 45. I thought they prefer them to have a 40, 45. Dude, because 9mm suck. When you were in the military, bro, that was like a piece. I mean, especially like as a military, like an MP, like maybe on base, but like as an MP off base, having to carry that as a sidearm, dude, you're not going to do shit. Most people have body armor, okay? Like, and that's why I think now they're using they went away with that. What are they using now? I think they're using SIGs now, right? I don't know. Dude, this is cool, man. I like how they let you have that as a little off-duty weapon when you were in the 1950s. But ultimately, my favorite is this bad boy right here. The 1940s, 1950s double barrel 20-gauge shotgun, baby. Sidearm. Imagine carrying that on your side. All right, so we already saw that stuff. Oh my God, dude. Whoa, let's check this out before we go in the other rooms. Hey, that's if you're off duty, you know what I mean? You need something just tuck in your waistband, you know? Bomb squad. That's cool, Roofer. That's awesome. That'd be a really cool gift to have. That's awesome. Wow, dude, look at all the freaking things they got here. Holy shizzle. I love how they have like the full size, like, wow, what's this? Nancy Ling Perry, a.k.a. Faza. Whoa, what's this? What was this? Up against the wall. I'm Tanya, up against the wall. Whoa, look at all these women. What was this about? Do you guys know about the Hibernia bank robbery? We're about to find out because it looks like it was a bunch of females. Holy moly. Y'all ladies are some crazy ass people. Let's see. Patricia Solstice, a.k.a. Ms. Moon. Camilla Hall, a.k.a. Gabby. All right, let's read about this. It was one thing for Patricia Hearst to declare her allegiance to the SLA in a taped message, but on April 15, 1974, she showed the world. At 9:40 a.m., a carbine-carrying Hearst, along with heavily armed SLA members Donald DeFries, Patricia, a.k.a. Ms. Moon, Camilla Hall, a.k.a. Gabby, and Nancy Ling Perry, a.k.a. Faza, stormed a Hibernia Bank branch in San Francisco to carry out a violent and precision-planned holdup that they labeled an act of war. Waving a submachine gun at bank customers, DeFries threatened them with death. The first explicitive, "Who don't lay sick down on the floor gets shot in the head." That's what she stated. Perry ran through the bank, kicking customers and shouting SLA, SLA, get down and you won't get hurt. Harsh shouted commands and aimed her M1 at bank employees, including the assistant manager, forcing them to the ground as bank security cameras clicked away. Soltiasic vaulted over the teller's counter, kicked tellers to the ground, and emptied cash drawers into a sack. Before the robbery, DeFries had ordered Hearst to make a speech during the heist, announcing her identity and restating her allegiance to the SLA and its revolutionary cause. But Hearst, who would later claim she was in a daze, said only, "I'm Tanya Patricia Hearst," as the heist team was about to make its hasty exit. So she basically forgot her whole speech. On the way out the bank, SLA bandits shoot and wounded two men, one of whom tried to flee from inside the bank and another who was running down the street toward the bank as they were leaving. In 4 minutes, the entire operation was over. The SLA made off with $10,660. Now remember, that was back in 74. So that was probably worth a lot more now with inflation. With their faces captured by bank cameras and plastered across newspapers and television screens for all to see, DeFries decided the Bay Area was too hot for the SLA. The group would head to Los Angeles, where DeFries believed they could hide more easily and recruit new members among the city's restless African-American community, but the SLA was not destined to fulfill its leader's dream in the City of Angels. Interesting. Patty Hearst was a heir to a fortune. Her family owned a big newspaper, so basically a rich, crazy person. That sounds like Roofer. Cool. I've never heard about that. So what ended up happening? While a hostage, Patricia Hearst was forced to record several audio tape messages written by her captors for release to the media. "I'm a prisoner of war, and so are the two men SLA members, Russell Little and Joseph Romero in San Quentin. Whatever happens to the two prisoners is going to happen to me," she said in her first statement. Before revealing its ultimate goal, the release of Little. What happened here? Did she get kidnapped by her own people? When Patricia Hearst's father, Randolph Hearst, offered $2 million in food, the SLA demanded $6 million in food. Desperate to keep his daughters from harm, but with no clear agreement in place, Hearst's company launched a hastily planned and poorly administered multi-million-dollar food giveaway left that quickly deteriorated into a near riot in Oakland. Randolph Hearst below was chairman of the board of the Hearst Corporation Media, there you go, empire at the time of his daughter's kidnapping. Ironically, during her captivity and the negotiations for her release, he faced the intense media spotlight day after day in his attempts to communicate with the SLA and secure her safe release. So basically, she claimed that she got kidnapped by her own group. So it looks like her dad was a wealthy guy, and they tried, instead of the money, they wanted food. So they did a food giveaway. They're saying that ended up being pretty shitty because it almost started a riot. So with the arrest of Russell Little and Joseph Romero, SLA leader Donald DeFries, a.k.a. Clink, was enraged that police had won the first battle in the group's so-called People's Revolution. DeFries plotted a swift, high-impact retaliation, one that put the SLA in the national spotlight he so desperately craved. On February 1974, several heavily armed members of the SLA forced their way into the Berkeley apartment of newspaper heiress Patricia Hearst. Oh, there you go. The granddaughter of fabled publishing tycoon William Randolph Hearst and her fiancé Stephen Weed. SLA soldiers viciously beat Weed and snatched the nightgown-clad student from her home at gunpoint, tossed her in the trunk of their car, and sped off into the night, firing a hail of bullets towards the apartment building as they fled. Not only was Patricia Hearst from a fabulously wealthy and world-famous family, her father, Randolph A. Hearst, was the then chairman of the board of the Hearst Corporation, a media giant that owned newspapers including the San Francisco Examiner, magazines, and television and radio stations throughout the nation. With Patricia Hearst as its hostage, the SLA's future moves would garner unprecedented news coverage around the globe. In its first communique Immediately after the kidnapping, the SLA referred to Hearst as a prisoner of war, being held under conditions of arrest and protective custody and for resistance execution. The terrified 19-year-old was kept stuffed in a stifling closet under dire, life-threatening conditions for the next 57 days. Please see the closet door. Okay, we're going to read about the closet here in a second. As the weeks dragged on without resolution, Hearst grew weaker, more disorientated, and more certain she would be killed by her captors. As her body and will disintegrated with each passing day, she began to see her captors as her only hope of survival. Psychologists later opinioned that she fell prey to Stockholm Syndrome. Oh, now this is making sense. A documented phenomenon in which captives held under great fear and duress grow to identify and sympathize with their captors. For many, Hearst's future actions would be explained in this light. So basically, she got kidnapped first. Then they're saying she suffered from Stockholm Syndrome, whether you believe that or not. Then that's how she became the part of the crime. Or wait, where's she? She's right there. Wait, no, where's she at? I thought she was part of this. Yeah, there it is. Was this her? She just changed her last name to that Slovaki? Hold on. Yeah, I think she just changed her last name, but that's her. No, there she is. There was two Patricias. Her name was AKA Tannis. Sorry, so there was two Patricias. There was this Patricia. That's why I got it messed up. And then there was Patricia Hearst. Ah, okay. So basically, they're saying she suffered from Stockholm Syndrome and is why she was part of this bank robbery. And this is how her dad gets involved, trying to get her basically freed from the SLA. Okay, this is all now coming into sense. Okay, so let's read about this closet that she was held in. For the first 4.5 weeks of her captivity, the 5'2" Patricia Hearst was, hey, she's about the same size as Ski Mask. Actually, Ski Mask is smaller. He's 5 foot. Patricia Hearst was kept blindfolded, bound, and gagged in an unventilated closet that was just 24 inches wide and 66 inches long. When her captors decided to switch houses, moving from Daly City to San Francisco, Hearst was placed in a covered plastic garbage can, Jesus, and moved to the new location where she was confined for an additional 3.5 weeks in an even smaller closet that was just 19 inches wide and 60 inches long. During this time, she was essayed and deprived of sleep, light, fresh air, exercise, and proper food. She was forced to strip and bathe in front of SLA members, both men and women. She was repeatedly threatened with death and relentlessly and loudly indoctrinated in the radical politics and beliefs of her gun-toting captors. In all, she spent 57 days under those conditions, constantly berated and abused. When she was finally unbound and her blindfold removed, she was too weak to even stand on her own and unable to focus her eyes. Her weight had dropped to about 95 pounds. Yeah. Didn't look like she did too well. They probably fucked her up. So this is supposed to mimic the closet. Are you allowed to open it? Interesting. Well, that's cool. So this room talks about the SLA, how it was formed. Oh, cool. It's got old wanted FBI pictures, cards. This is from the bank robbery, wanted by the FBI. Patricia Michelle Solistic, Camila Christine Hall, Nancy Ling Perry. Those were some of the people that we saw there. All right, I'm going to be really stoked when we go to the Hollywood. I'm sure they have more about the Hollywood incident in here. They had the vehicles out there because that was during my time when I was growing up. So I remember watching that on the news. And then, of course, all the documentaries that came on afterwards. Oh, wow, this is more about this whole SLA and Hearst. Wow, this tells you a lot about this whole incident. Holy crap. So this must have been a big, big thing that happened here. Wow, 5 SLA suspects slain in siege shootout. So there must have been a big shootout. The walls and roof of the house collapsed. Man, they got a lot of cool photos here. Look at. So, where do we read about this? Wow, look at the weapons. These are real weapons, dude. Check this out. These are evidence from this whole incident. That is crazy. SLA weapons. Let's read about this right here. LAPD SWAT weapons. When LAPD pioneered the SWAT concept in the 1960s, officers were armed with personally owned weapons. That's interesting. During 1971, when SWAT became... Okay, hold on. Start that over. When LAPD pioneered the SWAT concept in the 1960s, officers were armed with personally owned weapons. That's cool. During 1971, when SWAT became a full-time detail assigned to Metropolitan Division, much was changed. Weapons, however, remain the responsibility of the individual SWAT officer. That's sick. On May 17, 1974, when the SLA refused to surrender and chose to engage SWAT officers in the urban gunfight, LAPD Special Weapons Officer Al Presidio was armed with his personal AR-180 rifle, baby. Officer Presidio, who was deployed at the northeast corner of the SLA residence, used his semi-automatic rifle to defend himself against the fully automatic rifle fire of the SLA. That rifle, from which Officer Presidio fired 550 rounds, is displayed here. All SWAT officers deployed to this incident were initially armed with semi-automatic rifles. A call to Metropolitan Division resulted in the transportation and deployment of 4 automatic rifles. At the conclusion of the incident, 5 automatic SLA rifles were recovered. I wonder if they got to basically like the old times, take those and you reuse them, I'm just kidding. Despite being outgunned, the special weapons officers involved in the case prevailed. None was injured. 6, including Officer Presidio, were awarded the LAPD's highest honor, the Medal of Valor, as the after-action report entitled "The SLA in LA states." SWAT officer intrepidity and bravery was in abundance. That's awesome. So this is Officer Presidio's personal weapon at the time, which he used during the incident. That's cool. I didn't know that at that time, that basically they got to, rock their own weapons. That's freaking awesome. So, what's that mean? I guess, where's the liability and all that stuff? Don't ask, don't tell. Whose weapon shot this guy? I don't know. Switch your weapon really quick. Just messing. All right, so it looks like there was some big old gunfight, dude. The walls and roof of the house collapsed, and ammunition could be heard exploding within the fury shell of the house. At 6:59 p.m., 65 minutes after SLA members had fired their first shots, their guns went silent. In the battle, more than 9,000 rounds of ammunition had been expended, about 3,800 by the SLA and 5,300 rounds by SWAT officers. When the fire was extinguished, all 6 SLA members who were present in the home were found dead, their charred bodies amidst the ashes and cinders. Donald DeFries, Nancy Ling Perry, Camilla Hall, and Patricia Solstick had been shot. William Wolf, a.k.a. Kuho, and Angela Atwood, a.k.a. Jelena, died of burns and smoke inhalation, according to the coroner. As a testament to the skill, training, tactical expertise, and discipline of SWAT officers, not a single cop or neighborhood resident was shot or killed in the gunfight. That's amazing. A thorough search of the scorched crime scene led to the recovery of the SLA's deadly arsenal of handguns, rifles, sawed-off shotguns, automatic rifles, ammo clips, and pipe bombs, as well as SLA literature and gas masks. While the LAPD had hoped to effect a peaceful surrender of the SLA once the terrorists chose to fire upon, LAPD officers had a sworn duty to neutralize the SLA's violent attack to protect the public. Perhaps the headline of the Los Angeles Times editorial May 23rd, 1974 said it best. The police did what they had to do. Whoop. This is from Ron McCarthy, Sergeant SWAT. The gunfight was so intense between the .30-06 weapon and the submachine guns they had and are firing back that I had no idea how it was going to end or when it was going to end. I had no idea if any of our officers had been hit. We used chemical agents until we ran out. The FBI then began assisting us in firing chemical agents. That was a tremendous assist to us. Chemical agents then were not as precise as they are now, and they are not very precise now. A lot of the chemical agents didn't get in. Eventually, we ran out, as I said, and that forced us to use chemical agents that were riot grenades. They burn well over 700 degrees Fahrenheit, and we had to hand throw those in the windows to get those chemical agents in, and I think that is what started the fire. So basically, I think it sounds like some of these people were shot in the gunfight. Looks like 2 of them did die from the fire, which it sounds like the fire was a result of these hand-thrown chemical agents, being that they had to eventually use riot grenades that I guess burn over 700 degrees Fahrenheit. I guess riot grenades are meant to be used outside, not inside, because they had ran out of the chemical agents that they were using that were meant for the inside. So, kind of makes sense. All right, I want to go find the room with the North Hollywood. I feel like it's coming. So this must have been a big incident. I'll tell you what, for an incident that big, to basically have no injuries as far as the police and as far as any of the neighborhood residents is amazing. Okay. Let's see here. I think we're getting closer. This is still having to do with that incident, this SLA. Final justice, LAPD builds a case against the SLA. Oh, it looks like they tried doing something like blowing up an LAPD vehicle. Let's see, let's read about that. I think it looks like they tried to like car bomb is what I'm looking at. And I think this is what this all is right here. Wow, it's crazy how they have all like the original evidence and stuff here, you know what I mean? So this one they captured some. So let's read about this. SLA bombs target LAPD. All right. Okay, here it is. On August 21st, 1975, they planted 2 pipe bombs under LAPD's police cars. One, a supersized 3-inch diameter, 12-inch long specimen packed with concrete nails and gunpowder, was attached with fishing line and a magnet to the underside of a patrol car parked at the International House of Pancakes on Sunset Boulevard. Oh, IHOP. That car was assigned to LAPD Hollywood Division officers John Hall and James Bryan, who were inside the restaurant having a meal. The SLA attached a second bomb to an unmarked police car parked outside LAPD's Highland Park Division station in Boyle Heights. A twist of fate may have saved Hall and Bryan from certain death. A radio call for an armed robbery caused the officers to make a hasty exit from the parking lot. Bryan turned the steering wheel sharply to the right as he backed out, wrenching the bomb's triggering device and causing the detonator contacts to become slightly misaligned, just enough to prevent the device from exploding as they drove away. Lucky motherfuckers. The armed robbery call turned out to be a hoax, and investigators later suspected an SLA member may have made the false crime report, perhaps hoping to lure the officers out and watch the explosion from a nearby location. So basically, them trying to, be really shitty about their little bombing is probably what saved these officers' lives, is what it's saying. Ironically, it caused Bryan to drive so urgently that he unwittingly disabled the device. After the officers departed, passerbys discovered the bomb lying on the ground, still partially wrapped in a garbage bag, and notified police. LAPD broadcast an alert advising all personnel to check under their vehicles, and this led to the discovery of the second bomb at Hollenberg. See, lucky, man. There were no injuries thanks to the effective action of LAPD bomb squad officers who disabled both deadly devices. That is so, dude, talk about a twist of fate. You guys understood all that, right? So basically, these officers were eating inside a restaurant. These SLA members placed a bomb under their car. They placed one under their car and under another vehicle at a separate location, okay? Then it looks like the SLA members placed a fake call to a robbery because they wanted to basically see these officers drive away and watch it explode. Well, these officers, because it was a robbery call, took off quick from the parking lot, and because they took off so quick, they actually ended up basically disabling the bomb. Okay, well, not the whole bomb, just basically it says, ironically, what did it say it did? It made the contacts to become slightly misaligned, just enough to prevent the device from exploding as they drove away. So basically, because of these SLA members wanting to watch these guys blow up, essentially, it caused them, in making the fake bank call, caused the officers to pull out of there all quick. That caused the bomb to basically defuse, and what saved their lives. And then because they noticed the bomb later that day, they made a call to all in the radio to all other officers to check under their vehicles, which is what led to that one officer checking under his vehicle, which is what prevented him from getting exploded. Dude, that is a freaking story, bro. Holy moly. So I guess this is that so-called device. We'll just call it a device. All right, let's make our way through. Wow, dude. Look at all this stuff, dude. Holy crap. What's this about? Call for help. Chief of Detectives Thad Brown was prominently known in the law enforcement community when Ian Campbell and Carl Henninger were kidnapped. When Brown learned that ex-convict Jimmy Lee Smith was believed to be at large in the Bakersfield area, Brown telephoned Sergeant C.R. Milligan. Milligan assembled fellow members of the Bakersfield Police Department and communicated Brown's request for assistance. Hours later, Smith was located and taken into custody by Milligan and his partners. Milligan's police report is displayed alongside the revolver he was carrying when Smith was arrested. The revolver was presented to the LAPD Museum by Chief Deputy Joseph Smith, Santa Barbara Sheriff's Department. So let's read about this story. More than just killers. The ex-convicts responsible for the kidnapping of officers Ian Campbell and Carl Henninger were more than just killers. Throughout their lives, they posed threats to society at large and authority figures specifically. Both had served prison time and both threatened law enforcement. So it sounds like in this story, these two guys kidnapped two officers. During his March 1947 arrest for lack of parental supervision, a 16-year-old Jimmy Lee Smith threatened his arresting officers as follows. You guys are always picking on me and I'll hunt you down and kill you if it takes 20 years. Wow. Sorry about that. What a nasty little jerk at 16 years old. Then 2 days after murdering Ian Campbell, Gregory Powell made the following statement to LAPD Sergeant Pierce Brooks. I feel that if I don't receive the death penalty, that I will attempt to kill any person of authority that tries to keep me incarcerated for the rest of my life. Powell's escape attempts. In addition to making murderous declarations against police, Powell made various escape attempts both before and after the Onion Field. On the date that Powell pled guilty to a charge of interstate transportation of a stolen vehicle, Powell attempted to escape from the Bernalillo jail at Albuquerque, New Mexico. Oh, shoot. An alert jail official found Powell removing bricks around his cell bars with a piece of steel. Powell was charged with the attempted escape and pled guilty in the summer of 1954. After receiving the death sentence for the murder of Officer Campbell, Powell and a handful of others attempted to escape from San Quentin. All were caught. Because of his pending death sentence, Powell was not prosecuted. During his 1968 incarceration at the Los Angeles County Jail and while his trial was in progress, Powell attempted to flee from the courtroom on foot. He was quickly restrained. Powell's most significant escape attempt also occurred during the retrial. Powell was allowed a typewriter in his cell for the purpose of preparing legal documents. With the assistance of an unincarcerated accomplice, Powell ordered his typewriter filled with 3 handguns and had it delivered to the jail. Deputies of the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department discovered the guns in the typewriter, foiling Powell's desire to shoot his way out of the jail. Powell's confederate was arrested a short time later. So it sounds like these two kidnapped 2 police officers, and it looks like they killed one of them. So we're not going to read the whole story about this, but I just wanted to get an idea. Oh, look at that. Still's got the old tape on it. That's 1969. That was checked in as evidence. Gun smuggler. Following his convictions for the murder of Ian Campbell, Gregory Powell was incarcerated at San Quentin as a condemned prisoner. Powell was housed on death row along with others awaiting execution. While their hacksaw blades were smuggled to Powell inside a typewriter, Powell used the blades in an escape attempt. In June of 1968, Powell had been transferred to the Los Angeles County Jail where he was held during his retrial for the murder of Officer Campbell. Powell again sent for a typewriter for the purposes of preparing legal papers. Okay, so that story we read about the typewriter, these are the 3 guns that they found in the typewriter. So what's that, a little Derringer? That's a little Walter. So those were the guns that they tried to smuggle in the typewriter. So these were the guns that they used to shoot Officer Ian Campbell. After the killing of Ian Campbell and the attempt to shoot the other officer, Carl Henninger, Jimmy Lee Smith drove off in the 1946 maroon Ford used to kidnap the officers, leaving his accomplice Gregory Powell behind. Smith later abandoned the vehicle with the 2 revolvers that were used to shoot and ultimately kill Campbell still inside. During their search of the car, investigators found the handguns on the floor of the vehicle. The trench coat displayed here was found along with the weapons. When he was kidnapped, Officer Ian Campbell was armed with the Smith & Wesson blue steel 6-inch revolver that is displayed here. Gregory Powell fired the shots that killed Campbell with this handgun. After his own handgun, the Colt revolver displayed here misfired. So basically, he used the officer's own gun to kill him, which is because his gun, the Colt revolver, misfired. That's pretty shitty. So that was the Colt that misfired. That was his gun. And then this was the officer's gun that he ended up actually killing the officer with his own weapon, Officer Ian Campbell. Man, look at that. That's a 6-inch blue steel, baby. 69. These are the pipes as part of the pipers. What's this? This was in here. What's that from? Oh, this is from, I guess, the mannequin showing the path of the bullets. This is, I guess, from the officer that was killed. So this shows the trajectory. So I guess this is what this is for right here. So this is kind of, let's read about this. Multiple versions of the brutal murder of Ian Campbell were related to detectives. To successfully prosecute Campbell's killers, the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office would be required to provide jurors with indisputable evidence that Campbell was killed while laying defenseless on his back. To do this, prosecutors used this mannequin. The figure allowed prosecutors to accurately show the paths of the bullets that entered and exited Officer Campbell's body. This was done by inserting rods into the corresponding entry and exit wounds. Through the use of these trajectory rods, the angle of the gunshots were clearly determined for the jury. Jurors learned that the gun fired by Gregory Powell was fired at a downward angle while Campbell was on the ground. Simply put, Powell stood above the downed officer and fired into his chest. There was no other explanation. The wound seen above the upper lip was the first shot fired. When Powell's handgun misfired, Campbell fell to the ground where Powell fired the remaining shots into Campbell's body with the officer's own service revolver. The first shot was not fatal. Among those gunshots sustained while he was facing skyward were the fatal gun wounds. Gunshot number 4 speared Ian Campbell's heart. After killing Campbell, Powell dragged the officer's body into a nearby ditch. The slugs that killed Campbell were recovered from the blood-stained earth where he initially fell. The markings on the expended rounds matched the ballistic characteristics of Campbell's own sidearm. So basically they show that when that guy shot him the first time with his gun, the Colt, it hit him right in the lip, and that's when it misfired. So then that's when he used the officer's own weapon and then killed him. That was the kill shot, was into the heart. Man, what a sad story. Basically have the guy that murdered you stand above you and then kill you with your own weapon. What a piece of shit. I hope that guy burns in hell. Fucking pussies. Look at this picture, man. Looks like that's when they arrested the guy. Jimmy Lee Smith flees to Bakersfield and is apprehended. So after leaving his co-conspirator behind, Jimmy Lee Smith drove to the Lamont where he abandoned the maroon 1946 Ford Coupe and took out on foot. Ultimately made his way to Bakersfield rooming house. In the early morning hours, Sergeant Butch Milligan and other Bakersfield police officers found Smith in the hallway of the boarding house, where Smith immediately surrendered. During the search of Smith's room, Hettinger's revolver was recovered. Smith was taken to the Bakersfield Police Department, where Sergeant Milligan turned Smith over to LAPD's lead investigator, Sergeant Pierce Brooks. During his interview, Smith agreed to return to the Onion Field with Brooks and his investigative team. Once there, Smith reenacted his version of the murder of Officer Ian James Campbell. So that's when they arrested him or had him, picked him up. So I bet you that's, this is the Onion Field, I guess. I have a feeling that's going to be the lead detective that they said was Sergeant Brooks. I have a feeling that's Sergeant Brooks. Evidence. What's this? Hettinger tangles in barbed wire while fleeing. Powell pursues him. Found by, look at, they even write on it there, found by on fence of Campbell's. Oh, so they found this on the fence that belonged to him. He got tangled up. Interesting. That's the flashlight there from 69. Wow, look at the flashlight. That's crazy. How much things have changed. And they still had a little plastic on it. It's even got the initials, look at, engraved in it. TTC is what it says on there, I think. No. Is that an I? No, IJC. So what's his name? Ian Campbell. So that was his flashlight probably. So basically, I want to read, how were they kidnapped? Los Angeles police officers Ian Campbell and Carl Henninger were assigned to the Hollywood station where they were working a special detail known as a felony car. Unlike uniformed patrol officers, Campbell and Henninger drove an unmarked police car and wore plain clothes. Their duties consisted of identifying and arresting suspects engaged in street crimes like robberies and car thefts. Both were hired by the LAPD following service in the United States Marine Corps. Campbell joined the LAPD in May of 1958. Henninger joined in August of 1959. So basically, they were like undercover cops. So shift begins, roll call at 6:15 p.m. On the evening of Saturday, March 9th, 1963, Campbell and Henninger had been working together for a little more than a week. Campbell was driving their 1961 Plymouth as the two went about their plainclothes duties. Shortly after 10 p.m., a Ford coupe bearing Nevada license plates caught the officer's attention. The occupants, unbeknownst to Campbell and Henninger, had recently committed a series of armed robberies and were prowling Hollywood on a busy weekend night looking for similar opportunities. The officers decided to stop the pair of leather-jacketed suspects in the maroon Ford to investigate. After activating their red light, Campbell and Henninger pulled to the curb behind the coupe. Both vehicles were now stopped at the corner of Gower Street and Carlos Avenue. Campbell approached the vehicle's driver's side using a small flashlight with his name. Oh, that was it. Small flashlight with his name hand engraved on it. That was it right there. Campbell contacted the vehicle's driver, Gregory Ulis Powell. All right, so yeah, that was it. So basically, let's see what happened. Okay, following a few cursory questions from Officer Campbell, Powell complied with Campbell's order to exit the vehicle. Campbell backed away as the driver's door opened. When Powell fully appeared outside the vehicle, he was pointing a Colt Blue Steel revolver at Officer Campbell. Powell maneuvered to Campbell's rear, still holding Officer at gunpoint. Powell commanded his crime partner, Jimmy Lee Smith, to seize the handgun Officer Henninger had since drawn from his holster. Henninger ultimately pointed his revolver at Smith and at the voice coming from behind his partner. Finally, Officer Campbell told Henninger to turn over his gun. Henninger did. So the officer that was actually had the gun at him first, actually told his partner to turn the gun over. Which, who knows how it could have gone if they would have just shot, and got in a gun battle. So hold on. So basically, the Officer Campbell, the one that did die, was the one that told Henninger to turn his gun over. It would, so, yeah. Man, what a crazy just fate of things, just how they turn and stuff like that. Powell and Smith kidnapped the officers at gunpoint, forcing Campbell to drive. Both officers were forced into the maroon Ford. Campbell was ordered to the driver's seat and Henninger to the rear floorboard. Powell sat next to Campbell while Smith struggled to legally park the police car. Smith was unfamiliar with the parking brake, and after a number of unsuccessful attempts to relocate the police car, Powell directed Smith to join them. Smith sat in the front passenger seat, affording him a view of Henninger, who was on the rear floor of the coupe. Pressing a gun into Campbell's midsection, Powell ordered Campbell to drive. Fubu, I don't know, man. I heard if you wanted something with a little history, I heard what's his name is selling hot dogs. Last time I heard Aladdin. You may want to look into that. We did look for Aladdin while we were out on Hollywood Boulevard. We finally ran into one of those Hollywood star drivers that said he knew him, which we did. I think we believe the guy. So they actually have a few books, The Onion Field. So if you're curious or want to read more about this story, there you go. What an interesting story. Oh, here we go. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. So I think this is the room that I was waiting for. The Hollywood bank robbery. So I guarantee this is, let's see. I don't think these are props, but let's see what is and what isn't. They had the cars. If you're just joining us, we literally were outside where we got to see the cars. The car that belonged to the robbers and one of the cars that belonged to one of the officers. But this is the North Hollywood shootout exhibit. So let's just read a little bit about this for those of you. FUBU. Hey, then just get you a regular hot dog. I wouldn't even bother getting an Aladdin. I was just curious if you knew who he was, then you might want to go and get a hot dog from him. But if you don't know who he is, I wouldn't even get a hot dog from him. So let's read this. Courage Under Fire, the North Hollywood Shootout Exhibit. February 28, 1997 was a day of both extreme terror and unforgettable courage as LAPD officers engaged 2 takeover robbery suspects, both wearing full body armor and armed with AK-47 assault rifles, in a running gun battle which would leave 9 police officers and 3 civilians shot. As you look to your left, you are a witness as the 2 suspects leave the Bank of America and begin one of the most prolonged and shocking gun battles in the history of this country. The suspects, give you a little information about them. One of them, Larry E. Phillips Jr., 26 years of age. As he leaves the bank, Phillips is wearing 43 pounds of body armor. He is armed with a Chinese-manufactured AK-47 automatic assault rifle with a drum-type magazine with 70 rounds. Phillips is also carrying a Beretta 9mm stainless steel pistol with a 15-round magazine. Between them, the suspects fired over 1,100 rounds. The other suspect, Emil D. Mazzarino, I'm not going to say that right, 30 years of age. Emil is wearing a side wraparound body armor. He is carrying a Bushmaster .223 caliber fully automatic assault rifle. It was equipped with a twin drum magazines with a 100-round capacity. When recovered, both magazines in the chamber were empty. Both suspects had ingested the drug phenobarbital, a relaxant, prior to the robbery. The suspect's vehicle was a 1987 Chevrolet Celebrity 4-door white with stolen California license plates. We got to see that outside. So I guess these guys were on some barbitals and went into a bank to rob it with some heavy firepower. So one guy had a Bushmaster .223 caliber twin 100-round drum magazines. The other one had a AK-47 with a 70-round magazine, drum style. So there's your twin. There's your AK with the 70-round drum. One had a wraparound body armor. The other one was, what did they say? He had 43 pounds of body armor, and the other guy had a wraparound body armor. So here it is. So I think that was just like props. This is the real stuff right here. So that's the real ski mask right there. Ski mask, if you're watching, that's the real ski mask. Yeah, look at, there's watch, gloves. Got an old school, is that a Timex? Oh my God, look at that, dude. Holy moly, bro, that gives me shivers. I used to have, I think that is a Timex. With the indigo light, remember the indigo light? So the suspects, there's their pictures. God, those are some ugly buglies. Well, I guess they're both in hell right now. The suspects, both Larry Phillips and Emil, were ex-cons who had extensive criminal records, including robbery, forgery, theft, and carrying concealed weapons. They were heavily armed with 5 automatic assault rifles with nearly 4,000 rounds of ammunition, 1,100 of which they fired at police, helicopters, and citizens. Based on their actions, it can be surmised they went to the Bank of America with more than robbery on their agenda. Their brazen attitude of casually strolling into the bank in full body armor with their assault weapons in plain view, where even a passing police car saw them, provides evidence they had a death wish. They knew they were going to be in a shootout with the outgunned police and planned on killing as many officers as they possibly could. After 44 minutes of sheer terror, both suspects lay dead. 9 LAPD and 3 innocent civilians were shot. Cars and property were damaged and destroyed, but more than anything else, lives were changed forever. For these victims, both police and civilian, life will never be like it was before the North Hollywood shootout. Well, I'm glad that nobody died except for these two. They did, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So this is real evidence right here. There's the AK, there's the drums. That's the magazines from the 9mm. Recovered from suspect's vehicle, a Norino 39mm blue steel, commonly referred to as an AK-47, which could be fired either semi or full. It was loaded with 99 rounds of 7.62, baby. Then recovered from Willie's Jeep pickup truck, had attempted a Norenko AK-47. So they had a bunch, other than what they were carrying, they had a bunch of other weapons in their vehicles. So I think these are what they are. The police officer, no, these are what the officers had. So basically, look at the difference in firepower these guys had. Okay. And then what the officers had. Okay. You had revolvers, you had Berettas, and you had pump shotguns. So the police officers, the first indication anything was wrong in North Hollywood was the initial radio broadcast from Unit 15A3 requesting assistance. We have a possible 211 in progress at the Bank of America on Laurel Canyon north of Kittredge. We have shots fired. Then officers need help. Within seconds, units began responding from all over the San Fernando Valley and the city. What followed was one of the most prolonged and shocking gun battles in the history of the Los Angeles Police Department. Arriving officers were faced with a steady stream of automatic rifle fire. Officers and civilians were shot. Bodies were lying exposed to gunfire while additional officers attempted rescues and were in a turn shot. Calls echoed over the radio for help, and I've been shot. Officers armed with only their sidearm and some with shotguns, which were useless at long range, fought back bravely. Quick-thinking officers commandeered an armored truck and under heavy fire began to rescue downed officers and civilians. 2 other officers used their police car and rescued another downed officer. One black and white received over 50 bullet holes from the suspect's continued fire. No one who witnessed that horrific gun battle will ever forget the bravery of those LAPD officers. Completely outgunned, the officers fought back and in the end saved countless lives. It was one of the LAPD's finest hours. So there's some of the weapons that they had on. Some pictures from the scene, from the incident. Exploding dye pack inserted by bank to mark money and suspects. Look at those $20 bills. You don't see those no more, huh? Like that. They still got 20s, but not like that. So the suspects. An unidentified gunman was shot by police after he tried to commandeer a pickup truck from a bystander. An unidentified gunman emptied the rounds from his AK-47, then resorted to a handgun. He swaggered down the street firing at officers and was shot and killed. So yes, both suspects were killed. The civilians, Tracy Fisher, tweening of Studio City, was grazed by a bullet while on her way to Bank of America ATM. She received 8 stitches at North Hollywood Medical Center. An unidentified man with Fisher underwent surgery at North Hollywood Medical Center for gunshot wounds in the torso. 4 other civilians also were hurt, although no further information is available. One is believed to have been critically wounded in the traffic accident with Officer Grimes. The police. Sergeant Larry Day Haynes, 41, of North Hollywood, 16 years on the job. He was treated at Northridge Hospital for gunshot wounds to the shoulder and legs. Officer Whitfield, 29, of the Van Nuys Division, 6 years on the job. He remains at Northridge Hospital Medical Center with a broken right femur, injuries from shrapnel on his left side, chest, and arm. Also had glass in his chest, underwent surgery. Officer James Zabrovin, 26, of North Hollywood Division, 8 months on the job. So imagine just being 8 months on the job and you get in one of these gun battles. Treated for a gunshot wound in the buttocks at Northridge Hospital and get shot in the butt. Officer David Grimes, 29, of North Hollywood Division, 2 years on the job. Treated at North Hollywood Medical Center for traffic accident injuries. Officer Manuel Valadera, 51, of North Hollywood, 26 years, so getting ready to retire probably. Treated at North Hollywood Medical Center for superficial head wound. Officer William Lance, 28, of Foothills Division, 6 months on the job. Treated at North Hollywood for abrasions and contusions. And Detective William Krolak, 49, of North Hollywood, 26 years on the job. Treated at Valley Presbyterian for gunshot to the right ankle. Detective Tracy Angels, 29, North Hollywood, 6 years on the job. Treated for graze wound to the stomach and buttocks. Officer Stuart Guy, 31, North Hollywood Division, 7 years on the job. Gunshot wound to the right leg and arm. And then Officer John Goodman, 28, of the Van Nuys Division, 6 years on the job. Treated at Kaiser Permanente in Woodland Hills for abrasions and released. Hey, what up, Sunshinery? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I was just going to ask how you're doing. What up, Kimberly? I don't know if I said hi to you earlier, but welcome, everybody. All right, so by the numbers, 1 bank was robbed, 2 suspects were dead, 7 civilians were injured. Out of the 7, 2 were shot. Police cars damaged, 8, 2 were destroyed. LAPD officers injured, 11, 9 of those 11 were shot. Officers at the scene, 350 officers from 5 agencies. Gunshot wounds to the suspect. So Phillips had 11, including a self-inflicted one to the head. Gunshot wounds to the other suspect, 29. Rounds fired by police, 500 plus. Rounds fired by suspects, 1,100. Dollars robbed from the bank, $350,000, all recovered. Dollars taken in previous robberies by these suspects, $2 million. Wow, man, I didn't know. Banks don't even have that much money these days to even try to get that out of a robbery. I guess that's when banks had money. Good luck even trying to pull out your own, like $10,000 of your own money. You can't even do that. You have to request that, and then it takes days for that to come through if you want it cash. Okay, so I think we went through there. We saw that. Okay, let's go to the last floor. My God, I'm already... Whew. So let's see what we got here. This is our third and last floor. And I have a feeling this has something to do with, let's see, more of a dedication to a lot of the officers. Let's see. Board of Commissions, current Los Angeles Police Commission. Looks like that's when they give you a key to the city, right? What's this for? Right side of the 99 Crown Vic. The Police Commission is also actively involved in protecting police officers. Body armor, commonly referred to as bulletproof vests, were approved for use by officers in the 1970s. In 1997, in the aftermath of the North Hollywood shootout, the Police Commission approved ballistic inserts for the front doors of all marked vehicles. Oh, interesting. So I did not know that. So here in Los Angeles County for LAPD, all front doors of marked vehicles have these ballistic inserts in them. I did not know that. During 1974, members of the Los Angeles Police Department engaged in a protracted televised gun battle with members of the Symbionese Liberation Army. In recognition of need to further protect the uniformed members of the LAPD, the Police Commission approved the purchase of soft body armor for officers. What does it mean, televised gun battle, like it was fake? But anyways, that's when they got body armor. Second chance, that's what they have now. All right, and they also have an audio tour here, so you can also take a self-guided audio tour if you ever come here. I kind of like to read. Ooh, look at those microphones, bro. Dude, that's nostalgia. I love stuff like that. Got the little, that's when you could smoke inside a building. God damn, man. Who's that, man? Look at, they even make you look like the king. Was that the commissioner? These guys all look jicky, bro. Look at this guy. He looks like he's smashed. Had too many whiskey sours there, huh, Jeff? He's the guy, he's the straight one out of the group. You were the good one, but then they used that one dirty night with you and the you-know-what to get you kicked out. That's the devil right there. Look at that smile. Yeah. I'm not even going to talk about you. Yeah. You definitely done some fucked up shit. This guy, though. This guy. All right. I'm just kidding. All right. What do we got here? Ooh. These are firearms that were authorized. So the police commission approved the first semi-automatic handgun approved for department-wide use, which was the 9mm Beretta Model 92F, was accepted after rigorous testing by the military and the LAPD. Good old pump shotgun. What's that? That's a Smith & Wesson right there. Okay, so firearms are authorized by the police commission. The laws of the state of California permit police officers to carry firearms. The manual of the Los Angeles Police Department requires officers to be armed. The police, so they do require to be armed. So you cannot be a police officer and not be armed. The police commission authorizes the types of weapons officers are allowed to carry. When the department was first formed, officers carried weapons of their choosing. Their handguns were carried in pockets or on gun belts beneath their coats. Until 1985, the only authorized handguns for patrol officers were revolvers. After the tragic shooting of 2 Central Division police officers, the police commission authorized the use of semi-automatic handguns. The first department-issued semi-automatic pistol was the Beretta Model 92F 9mm. Other events in the history of the city and the department have also resulted in weaponry changes. After the 1965 riots, the police commission authorized the deployment of 12-gauge pump shotguns in police vehicles. Similarly, the 1997 North Hollywood bank robbery and shootout resulted in the deployment of semi-automatic rifles with selected officers. Richard Ramirez, remember him? This is the guy we read earlier. He was beaten until police arrived. Found guilty of all 43 counts, including 13 murders and numerous charges of burglary. And informed of his guilt in court, he stated, "Big deal. Death always went with the territory. I'll see you at Disneyland." Damn. Hey, I remember that shirt. This is from the LAPD 1907 Hollywood shootout. Hey, we saw that one out there. I don't know if that was the same one. What year did we see? I thought that was like a 70s or 80s model. But it was, I think, 90 in the 1990s. When the Pope came. That's when we read about, remember when they stormed the SLA hideout? Big old shootout in the fire. No injuries to civilians or police. Look at this one. Look at what it says on what they wrote, "Death to pigs." That's not from somebody tagging that. That's on the picture. Oh, this is the Charlie. This is Manson right there. Look at Helter Skelter, Death to pigs. He was a short guy. Look at him, 5 foot, you little midget. You're just like Ski Mask Andy. On August 9th, 1969, the bodies of actress Sharon Tate and 4 others were found slaughtered in her Bel Air home. Investigation disclosed that Charles Manson and several of his followers had planned and carried out the murders. The deranged Manson and his so-called family were deeply into drug use and become obsessed with Beatles music and the coming of what Manson referred to as Helter Skelter. The following evening, other members of the Manson family randomly selected a house a few miles away and savagely murdered a couple as they returned home. The brutality of these crimes shocked the country and sent a wave of terror throughout the city. All of the suspects were arrested, convicted of first-degree murder, and sentenced to death. The sentences were later commuted to life in prison by the California Supreme Court. These photographs, several reveal 2 of the messages that were scrawled using the victim's blood on the refrigerator door at one of the murder scenes. So that was using the victim's blood, and they wrote Helter Skelter on the fridge. Here they wrote Death to Pigs. I don't think that was with the blood. Look at that's marked 69. This is crazy. For educational purposes, yep, we had a lot of those disclaimers today. Everything is for educational purposes today. Oh man, look at these guys. Los Angeles Police Department's first African-American officer was Robert William Stewart, who was hired in 1886. Here he is pictured with the department's strongman team, shown in 1889, for which he was well suited at 6 foot 4 inches tall and 240 pounds. Yeah, he was a big dude. Look at these guys. So that was the 1889 LAPD strongmen team. And that's William Stewart right there. That's him. He was the first African-American officer. What up, Spirit in the Sky Blue? 1876, the Board of Commissioners appoints Jacob T. Gherkins as the first chief of police of Los Angeles. During his tenure, the first regulation uniform comes into being. It consists of a hip-length blue serge coat and felt hat. Officers bought their own silver 8-point badges for $6. So that was the first uniform of the LAPD, 1876. But the officers had to buy their own badges for $6. That's a lot of money for back then. That's cool. Really cool. Medal of Valor. The members of the Special Weapons and Tactics Platoon Metropolitan have earned more medals of valor than any other detail of the Los Angeles Police Department. This is Motorcycle Officer Medal of Honor Bayer. On August 22nd of 1925, 4 men held up Hellman Bank at 9th and Santa Fe. They were pursued by Bayer several blocks in rain of their shots at him. Chase terminated at 7th and San Pedro, where Wiley Smith was directing traffic. Smith was shot and killed. Oh, look at, they have 2 of the canines. So these are some of the Medal of Honor recipients from LAPD. Sergeant Cal Drake received one of the 22 Medals of Valor awarded as a result of the 1969 Black Panther shootout. Sergeant Drake was one of the 3 SWAT officers wounded during a protracted gun battle with members of the Black Panther Party. What up, Quiet Wolf? Yeah, this has been a really fun live stream. Definitely, as just last place to catch before I head home. This was it, man. I had a great time. This museum has a lot of history here, a lot of cool stuff. I mean, between the pictures and just all the actual real artifacts and evidence, it is awesome here. They did a really good job here. I like all the full-size pictures and stuff, the badges. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff in here, man. That's the 2005 manual. I remember when they had CDs. It's a commissioner badge right there. What's this picture about? An old school guy. When Alice Stebbins Wells was first appointed, so this is a policewoman here. When Alice Stebbins Wells was first appointed as a policewoman, she had no official uniform on which to pin her badge. After her September 12, 1910 appointment to the police department, she hand-stitched her own uniform, the first uniform for a woman in the history of LAPD. At the time, the police commission was charged with the hiring and firing of LAPD personnel. So cool history there. So she had to hand-stitch her own uniform, which was the first uniform for a woman in the history of LAPD. That way she could put her badge. Pretty cool. This person here, many of LAPD's early advances were credited to Chief John Glass. During his 11-year tenure, the department developed its first detective bureau, opened its original headquarters building. Glass served until the turn of the 20th century, a most interesting time in the city and department history. So that would have been between the 1900s. And this picture here is the large photograph dated 1904. Is the earliest image of a police commission and the LAPHS holdings. Chief W.A. Hamill is seen wearing the six-pointed star, the second of 6 LAPD badge evolutions. To his right is the commission clerk, C.E. McKeague. Seated in front, left to right, are Commissioners L.C. Gates, George Mason, Mayor Owen McClear, O.T. Johnson, and Frank James. The photograph was taken at the original City Hall, one of the 3 places the Police Commission has held its regular meetings throughout the course of its history. There you go. All right. Little history about the badges here, the evolution of the badge. So 1869 to 1890, LAPD badge. 1890 to 1909, 1909 to 1913, 1913 to 1923, 1923 to 1940, and then 1940 to present, which honestly, I like the new one. If I had to pick from one of the old ones, I like this one here. That looks classy. Pretty interesting. They've got an elevator here, so if you can't take the stairs, you can take the elevator. Those that may, be in a wheelchair, may not be able to, be in the best health to take stairs. You have a other form to get through the museum. So they had the North Hollywood shootout exhibit. They had a huge exhibit about the those 2 officers that were kidnapped. Let's read about this. Looks like a bomb squad suit. So LAPD bomb squad. An assignment to the bomb squad is one of the most hazardous jobs anyone in law enforcement performs. Formed in 1950, the LAPD bomb squad has responded to tens of thousands of calls of suspected explosive devices. At the scene of an investigation, bomb squad technicians use various articles of safety equipment. Each is designed to provide a level of protection while the bomb technician employs render-safe procedures. At left is a protective bomb suit, and at right is a bomb sled. Both were formerly used by LAPD bomb technicians. These items were donated in memory of detectives Arlie McCreen, Officer Ronald Ball, fallen members of the LAPD bomb squad. R.I.P. Oh, yeah, we're not going to touch that. That's what got me in trouble last time on YouTube. So that's the sled, I'm imagining, and there's the suit. Who's this? Well, I would love a pen. Oh, this is must have been doing a book signing. I see. Well, I'll leave their book signing panel back. I'm not going to take that if it's for their book signing. So yeah, then they had a really cool section about the uniforms. They had a really cool section about the SLA incident between the police and that group, terrorist group. This one was really one of my favorites. I had the history of the uniforms. You had some of the history of the weapons, including my favorite sidearm, which belonged to the LAPD robbery detective sidearm circa 1940s, 50s. Double-barrel 20-gauge shotgun pistol, OG status. But had a lot of cool weapons in here. Showed you some of their weapons that they've been used. But then outside, if you're just coming in now, you can rewind. But we went outside and got to check out all the other cool vehicles they had. Oh, what's this about? Oh, police reserves. This is part of the reserve unit, auxiliary unit. Old school picture of the police reserves there. Look at all the motorcycles. Or no, that's the LA Police Department traffic. They had a little section here about the LAPD and, you know, its involvement with movies and shows, more so with the Adam 12 show. And then again, what's really cool is this is all, I need to use the restroom pool before I leave. This is all inside of a old police headquarters that actually has, at one level, the first level has its jail cell still, which some of them have some history too in them. So, all right, guys, I'm going to just put you guys on a really quick pause because I just got to use the restroom, then we'll be right back out. All right, we're back. So let's take the stairs back down. Okay, here they are. So we're going to go back down to the first floor. And hey, what's up, Jack? We're going to check out, I'll show you guys the prison cells again really quick. We'll kind of browse through that one more time. We'll see if we can do another paranormal investigation. And then I want to see if they've got a gift shop, because if they've got a cool shirt, I've been instructed to get it for Papa Courts. So we went out, you can go out this door and check out the vehicles. I'll show you guys really quick. I'm not going to browse through all of them, but just for those of you that may have missed it, just give you a quick glance at the vehicle collection they have here. That's the old Sally Port. So this again was an old police station. So this is what they call the Sally Port, basically where they, you know, the police pull in, and this is where they'll unload like a prisoner, right? So you can come out here. And that's why I thought, because it was funny, because when I was trolling with you guys when I got here, I thought this was like, you know, I was like, man, they sure did a very good job of making the outside look like a real, you know, police department, because, you know, you could see like the jail cell doors or the jail cell windows and stuff. Oh, look at this, is still all part of the old police station here, this concrete. Yeah, that's solid. Or cement, I don't know, concrete cement, what you call it. But yeah, got a bomb truck, so you can carries your, you know, explosives in them. They've got this old Chevy paddy wagon. They've got the North Hollywood vehicles from the shootout, so that was super cool. I wasn't expecting that. Got a helicopter, the motorcycle collection. But these were the North Hollywood shootout car. So this is the car that the basically those guys, I think one of them got killed in. I know one of them was outside when he got shot, but I think one of them got killed inside. But you can see all the bullet holes. Suspect vehicle from North Hollywood shootout, 87 Chevy Nova. And then you can see one of the, this is one of the police cars that was shot by them. So you can just see the difference in firepower. This I will show you guys again. This is, you know, what the police were shooting back at, which at that time they had just their handguns, shotguns, and that was it until they commandeered a sporting goods store and were able to get some assault rifles. But basically, you could just see the small, you know, holes their rounds are doing, their pistol rounds, versus look at the fucking holes that the Hollywood guys, when they were shooting back at the police, were leaving. Again, they had, AK and then a assault rifle and some other guns, but that's what they were using for the most part. So yeah, those are part of the Hollywood shootout. They got this rescue vehicle, SWAT vehicle, whatever you want to call it. This is from the other side. I kind of look around the other side of the... Oh, they got two, looks like two Sally ports for this building. So yeah, this was an original police station. Yeah, that's one of the other Sally ports here. Ooh, looks like they got a basement. They didn't give us access to the basement. Also, just a little FYI, this is supposedly a haunted museum, and there's actually been some of the ghost shows that have gone here. Reason being, there's a jail here that's got a cell that where a prisoner basically did themselves in, and other things, you know, with all the evidence and stuff that's in here from some of the crimes, you know what I mean? Like, you have the handgun from the, you know, the crime where the guy killed the officer. That was the officer's own handgun that was used in that crime. So a lot of pieces in here that have a lot of basically what is the word I'm trying to use? Connection to a lot of bad and evil things that happened. This was the cell right here. Shows Manuel Espazo right there. Was arrested for SA of a minor. He was housed in the cell where he also took his own life. So watch, let's try it again. Shh, everybody be silent. Manuel, if you can hear me, can you tap on something? All right, I don't hear anything. Here's one that you can actually go in. They said we can go in and see. So these are real cells. These aren't like just fake ones, they said. These were part of the building. And then I think there was some, let me see. We went through here. Those are the police radio boxes. Let's go through this way. It's the door to the cell. See, they had a glass door or glass window. This is an old school booking. I guess they would make you kind of, I don't know exactly how they would do everything. Oh, this is probably where they would change the letters out and stuff. Make you. Here's another one here. In 2008, Officer Simons became the first LAPD SWAT officer to die in the line of duty. Officer Luis Villalobos, on March 16, 2000, Officer Luis Villalobos and other SWAT officers were conducting training exercises at Camp Pendleton Marine Corps Base. While observing a live fire drill, Officer Villalobos fell from a catwalk and suffered serious head trauma. He was transported to the Scripps Memorial Hospital in La Jolla, where he died the following night. So he died from falling off of a catwalk. Sad. There's the history of the SWAT. Man, I can't read that. I need glasses. See if they got anything else. This is a pretty cool picture. I don't know where this is from. But it looks like that's a SWAT officer standing over like a victim. An assailant. Not a victim. LAPD SWAT officer Jennifer Grasso. Guess one of their female SWAT officers. Here's some more of the jail cell. Deposit, gun, retain key. So this is all a lot of signage and stuff still from the old jail. Oh, here's where you could do your mug shot. So these are some of the old mug shots we were reading about. LAPD. Oh, this is where you can use the chalk. They don't have any chalk. Oh, there's some more of them here. I didn't go back here. Ooh. Oh, look at that. Okay, let's go on the other side. I don't think they want us walking through the back. I guess they do have a back side. There's another way you can enter these. What are these? Hold on, I want to see what this is. What is this? Oh, this is so you can see like the plumbing and stuff. Hey, so if you could like basically cut through there, you might be able to get up this way out of the... All right. Note to self. Note to self, if I ever get locked up, in between the cells, there's a hollow point that if you can cut through the metal... Whoa. Don't want to knock that with my bag. I have my backpack on me, so I got to be very careful when I'm walking through these small... old payphone from this place. But yeah, it talks about some of the... Oh, this is the booking table. This is the booking one they said you could use. All right, so let me... Hold on, I want a selfie really quick. So I'm going to make my booking number... Well, let's just fix the date first. So today is the 5... Oh, they already have it set for you. All right, I'll just leave that booking number right there. All right, let me get my selfie. Hold on. Send bond money. I take PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, Super Chats. I'm just kidding. Ooh, I gotta get a Polaroid while I'm here. Oh, I wonder how I can get one. Let me see how I can line this up. Send help, send cash, send donations. Oh wait, hold on, I need one that makes me look like legit. Might like my scary one. Hold on, I need like 4. I can't do triple chin anymore, man. I lost a lot of weight from all this walking. I can only do double chin now. Look like, oh god, let me do my blackout Andy one. Oh man, I gotta shave my hair. Be like completely bald. Okay, so pretend I have 4 chins. Mommy, Curry, India, come get me, please. All right. Now, can I get a selfie? Let's try it. Let's see how I can get a selfie. Basically, I'd have to put the camera right here. Oh yeah, this will work. Hell yeah, I can get this. Hold on. This is gonna be tricky, but we might. Oh shit, hold on. I gotta make it look legit. I gotta have it. Yeah, okay. This will be fun. All right, let's see how we're gonna do this. All right, hopefully you got it. I kind of moved it a bit. We'll see. I try to do my best blackout Andy mugshot face. So that's what's starting now. We'll see how it's here starts. Let's see what it comes out to here in a second. What up, Sam, man? My name is NJCourts. This is my channel. My dog.
No, I'd rather just stage it now. So we're going to put that down and then we're going to move. So we're actually going to move this. I don't know if you're done filming.
Oh, I'm done. I was just taking a picture right now.
Because we're actually going to put the appropriate backdrop.
Oh, cool.
So if you want to wait.
Yeah, I might wait and check it out. My bad. Yeah. I kind of was cool with the little.
Yeah,
I'll wait for that. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. Oh, I liked it.
Perfect.
Wait till you guys see this. This is hilarious. Oh, that's even cooler. Oh, nice. Nice.
Drag that over. Okay, we're going to drag this over.
Okay, yeah. No. Future, what up, Bo? No, this is not. We're not in. No, not Alcatraz. This is the LAPD museum. Almost reminds you of Alcatraz a bit. All right, we're gonna do my mug shot really quick again. I didn't know that they actually had a real thing. Oh man, I might have to take another Polaroid. Oh well, I will. This one came out funny though. I like it because it's got the jail bars. Actually, I'm just gonna leave this. I just want one Polaroid. Look at this one. That is a proper mugshot selfie on the Polaroid. I don't know if this is considered Highland Park. They only have one of them. It's LA for sure. All LAPD. Nothing else except LAPD. Tough. Like this, right? Like that. So I'm really stupid with it. All right, here's my Unabomber one. Ow. Just kidding. All right, there we go. God, I could already see this one going around. NJCourts really got in jail. Look, you guys, this is proof NJCourts really got put in jail. Alex Mayers is going to be posting this on her channel. I'm the first one to expose NJCourts. We've got his mugshot. Just like the picture that they claim my mom sent Controlla. Oh yeah, like my mom's just on a first name basis with Controlla, you know, just sending over photos, you know, like they're best buddies and all. Oh man, yeah, no, I like mine. This one's a good one. Okay, cool. I don't know where I'm at in LA, brother. I was on my way home, but I needed a little pit stop, and so I stopped here since I didn't want to drive through. Check it out. And we're done. I'm going to check out the gift shop if they have one, and then I'm going to be headed out. I am out, finally home. Oh yeah, I got to extend my rental one more day. That I got to do before I take off, before it gets too late. All right, well, let's see if they've got a gift shop. Let me put my backpack on right. Let's get all our stuff on right. All right, cool. All right, let's see what they got. That was fun. That was cool. I had a great time here. All right, let's go over here. Do you guys have a gift shop by any chance?
We do. It's right in there.
Sweet. Nice. All right, they do. Yay. All right. Gift shop. Is this it? Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
Thank you. All right. So I was looking for a shirt. So I don't know what you guys had for shirts.
Oh, yeah.
Be really simple. And maybe a sticker if you got one.
And then we have the Adam 12.
Okay.
And then we also have the Blue Eyes shirt.
Okay. And you have this one there? So 3 of them? Okay. Thank you. Oops, sorry. Ooh, yeah, that one's cool.
I know, everybody likes that one.
What size is this one?
What size did you need?
Either probably an extra large.
Okay.
I just need to see how that is. This an extra large right here? Size or on the regular, like a regular extra large? Okay, yeah, extra large would be great. Yeah, that one's cool. Oh well, actually, hold on. I know he said something more. Actually, well, how much are they? Okay, same price. Man, he's gonna make this difficult on me because he said make it look more like he liked it with the badge and stuff. But I don't know. I think he liked this one more.
It seems to be, and we're running low on it too.
Yeah, I know.
Like 6 left.
Yeah, I'm gonna get this one. If he doesn't like it, so be it. Yeah, that's it. I like it for the price. I like it. It's got everything. It's cool.
That's it.
That's it. Okay, can I see? This is the extra large. Do you happen to have an extra large by any chance? This is
Sold
it.
out.
Okay, so let me see. I mean, worst case, I guess it'll fit me.
Do you want me to hold that for you so you can get on camera?
Shh. No, it's fine. It's fine. Thank you, though. Yeah, thank you. Sorry about all this junk here. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to call, because I'm going to end my stream and just call, because that'll just make me feel better, because I just want to make sure I get, so I just want to make sure, because I know he's watching. All right, you guys, so I'm going to end the stream, because I need to call Papa Courts and see what he wants. So, Dad, if you're watching, this is the one I like. This is the one I'm going to get you, unless you don't want it. And they do have it in extra large, no XX large, and the lady said they do fit, they're true to size. And then the only other one they would have that I think you were maybe interested in is this one here. It's got this on the side, so it's got this kind of like what you're asking for. So you got the logo on the side, that's there. And then you got the North Hollywood shootout with that right there. Okay, I'm gonna call. All right, guys, we'll talk to you later. I'll see you guys when I get home. Bye. All right.